Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I know it's another awesome day. Today is Friday, January 15, 2021. Interesting enough, after I got off work, I went to get my drug test, and on the date, it's not putting to 15, I put 16. So, just to show you how tired I was. So, shout out to everybody who's coming in the building. I am your host. Today is going to be a great day. We're going to talk about current events. I'll try to read some of the news that I've been trying to catch up with, and some of you may already know about this, but hey, we'll see. And if you're coming in and you're brand new to this channel, I appreciate you stopping by, but make sure you like and subscribe and share it to others. And today I will also open the panel. I mean, I can already drop the link. I would love to get some feedback later on once I show you this first video. And I would love to hear from my veterans and stuff like that because some of my friends and old pals who either are retired from the military or are currently attending, and I asked them, what they thought about what's going on, and I got some feedback from different one of them. So I'll say not all of them feel the same way, but it's always good to hear a different perspective from different people. So shout out to my military people out there. So I mean, you already see the image that I have right now. Uh, Before I can do that, let me share. Like I got a few videos I'll be sharing with you guys. So hold on, let me remove the picture. Hold on one second. All right, let me remove it. So yeah, I'll be showing you some of the videos. Some of them are on mute, but this one has sound. So basically, I'll play and I want you to hear what the news is saying. But then after that, we can talk about it. And I want this to be more like an open panel. So I don't want to be the only person, giving my perspective. I would love to hear other people, and don't be afraid. I know a lot of people when it comes to my panel, some people I know fasting is crazy, so I don't want to jump on the panel and talk about this. It's very sensitive and all that stuff. But I'm like, hey, if you claim to be an American and you believe in your constitution, why are you afraid? The First Amendment is very clear. No one should stop you to express yourself, even if it's a rhetoric that quote unquote may not be mainstream accepted. You still have that right. It's not like in other countries where you can talk bad about the president and some guys come in a van and take you away. Hey, I'm from the Congo. During especially when I grew up under Mobutu, yes, there were quote unquote other political parties, but guess what? His party was the main party, and if you speak against the party, hey, don't be surprised if he disappears somewhere or you put in jail without cause and without jury. You know, so you don't know how good you got it here to have this privilege that you can actually record a video, talk as much as you want, whether for or against the president or a politician or anybody in public office, and you don't have to worry about you sleeping and then having people breaking your door, spill cold water in your face, and beat you with some sticks and drag you out of your house and probably beat your kids too, and then take you to some off court and say, you know what, you must be punished for speaking against the power, and you never sin again ever. So use it while you got it, right? Well, what's it saying? If you don't use it, you lose it. I had to use that. This is impromptu. As soon as it came in my mind, I'm like, I gotta do this. Hold on one second. Let me see who's in the building. Shout out to Atticus. Peace, bro. I see you. It's been a while, man. Welcome. Dale. Hello, bro. Peace. See. For the most high. Peace, bro. How you doing? Hey, Sheila. Everybody coming in. Yeah. So we're gonna get into this. Let me switch. I know the band is probably hiding some of the stuff I want you to see. So let me switch the design. Let me see. Will this do? Okay, I think that should be good. Let me play the video and then we'll talk about it and then I have a selection of videos to play. So this will be my first one. So stay tuned 1 second, guys.
Today, a rare and truly stunning sight. National Guard members sleeping on the marble floors of the Capitol overnight, stationed there to protect the building against any threat. The Senate Historian's Office reports the last time troops slept inside the Capitol was during the riots of 1968, and before that, during World War II. Defense officials say they're boosting security ahead of the inauguration next week, authorizing more than 20,000 National Guard troops to be in and around the district.
Yeah, they're saying you know, there's gonna be over 20,000 National Guards that are showing up. So I even have some news that's showing you that you have different branches of National Guards from different states. So you have from Illinois, New Jersey, California, and then not only that, not to speed up ahead, but uh, it's guys, like think about this. Why is the media showing you these images? See, this is the thing. Like, okay, you open your TV, you see, okay, this is what's going on, right? You're watching, but I'm asking myself, okay, is any American out there when they're watching this, are they having any questions in their mind? Like, okay, you showed us what happened last week, quote unquote, blah blah blah, right? Okay, now you're showing us this. What is the purpose of this, right? I posted, one of the live I did yesterday, and so one person mentioned it. He said, based on my observation of my, my interpretation of what happened, right? And then he pointed out, he said, "Oh, well, look at the little weapons there. He doesn't have the little, the chamber thing to I forgot the name of it that holds the ammunition, right? They say there's none. It's an empty, it's an empty chamber. So, you know, it doesn't mean anything. What are you saying?" I'm like, that's the whole point. That's see, people don't look at the big picture. I ask myself, okay, they claim we need the National Guard ahead of the inauguration to keep safety of the area, right, of the Capitol and the White House and all that stuff, right? All those quote unquote government buildings. Why? Why are you showing us this? What is the people have to look? What's the saying? A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Why are they showing the American people, veterans, military servicemen, in a quote unquote uncomfortable um, positions, right? These people have families. They were probably chilling. They were probably in quarantine, right? Because of the whole 6 feet apart, hoaxy hoax, right? They were probably chilling, because the National Guard. So there are some of them who are reserve and stuff like that, right? So they come, when duty calls, they show up, right? So some of them were probably chilling at home, not too far from the base and stuff like that. And then they get a call. They say, "You're selected to, go to Washington, D.C. get your gears and come with us, right? It's commanded service. So you can say, oh, um, I gotta take care of some business. It's the military. You when they say jump, you jump. There is no questions, right? So all these people are here against their own will. People have that's one thing people have to get in their heads. These people are here against their will. Why? Because the military, right? So psychological warfare. Shout out to Sister Sheila. You have to ask yourself this: why is the media showing us these images? I'm gonna keep playing, but I want you to pause and slow down your train of process. Throw away the left, right paradigms, the black and white. Throw all this stuff away. Just pay attention to what you see and look at it from beyond how they want you to see. Like, ask yourself this: the whole world is watching our news. Everybody's watching, right? And this is the image they're giving us, which in turn they're giving to the world. What do you think the world is thinking right now? See, a lot of people they're not thinking in their head. They're like, what is this they're showing us? Is this a prop? Is this propaganda? Like, okay, they talk about security is breach, right? So let me ask you this. You talk about security breach, we need to keep safety. And what do? You turn around and show us what steps you taking for security within the compounds that you're trying to protect. Like, do you guys understand? Like, well, I'm like, what are you? It's like people want to break into your home, right? But they don't know where to come because they're like, okay, we don't know where you set the trap. And then what you do, you go on live and say, you know what? Uh, some robbers attempted to break in my house, but guess what? I got things ready right here in this window. I got the little bear trap here. Okay. And back in the backyard, I made sure I dig 10 holes. Here's the first hole. Here's the second hole. And what do you think you telling your plan to the people that you actually trying to protect yourself? So the question is, I'm like, I'm hearing people talk on Facebook, all this stuff. It all comes down to, man, the power of psychology it's scary. Like, to the point where people are so caught up in their emotions, they can't even think straight. They can't see beyond the emotional part. Me, I've never been in the military. I'm not a military serviceman. I'm a son of a military person, right? My father was in the military for 22 years, and then we had the Civil War, right? So no military experience, but I'm a child of a military. I love history. I've seen what happens, and I've gained some knowledge. The first image when I saw about the National Guard within the Capitol, the first thought was not what the mainstream media was talking. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's about protecting against riot." That was not the first thing that came in my mind. The first thing, the first thing that came in my mind is this: I know American, when it comes to America, they said the military and all that stuff. It's all about the uphold the health and quote unquote. Well, this term they say no military on American soil, right? That's what they talk about. I know what the National Guard is, right? Because the keyword national, but to have a branch of the armed forces occupy a governmental building under the guise of protection to this large amount. Like, I was like, it doesn't sound well. It's a new year, inauguration coming up, right? A lot of things they're not being clear. And quote unquote, last week, supposedly some protesters broke into one of the most secure buildings of the whole earth, managed to break into, cause quote unquote damages, and the whole world got to see it, and you gonna try to tell me that that's the narrative? I recall what back in high school, 2004, under the program of the junior ROTC, we flew to DC and we got to see all the other beautiful places over there, right? The security, even though I was in high school, uh, here's a joke. One time we were at the Capitol, you know those steps, right? The little grass area. I guess one of our classmates, I guess he was just acting up and trying to jump over the grass or whatever. Guess what? Even though they knew there was kids up right there, by him making that little move, like instead of coming down the steps, he jumped over the little thing to and jumped over the grass. Guess what? Security was right there, and they came to our teachers who were actually retired military servicemen and basically let them know what just happened. Quick, within 2 minutes. Like it wasn't like, oh, a few minutes, okay, something. No, we immediately when he did that, they were already there. The whisper, and they realized, okay, kids are just stepping off the boundary, and they came and told what happened. So by the time that we're hearing the leadership's basically telling us, hey, don't do this, don't do that, security was already there. We saw some people with black suit coming there with the little what do you call them? The little metal detectors going through the grass in that area. That was in 2004. And we came there under the guise of tourism. And you mean to tell me y'all knew there was gonna be protests and all that stuff, and you mean to tell me you see? I, I'm trying to break, like, just be like, same thing with 911. Like, I'm like, the most secure airspace in the world. You mean to tell me they're gonna allow this thing to happen twice? Like, and then me pointing this out, people will call me crazy. Like, I, I'm holding my forehead right now. I'm like, it's amazing, like how everybody's wrapped up in something that don't really matter, where they should look the other way. They got their hands in your pocket while they're distracting you with fireworks. Like, like, am I the only one who think this way? Like, the whole world is watching, and look, I know for sure you have some dictators out there laughing. They're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," because they all know. They all know. We've seen it in history. We've seen it. Now, I'm gonna even show you an article that basically break down what when in history the militaries occupy for whatever during uh, you know emergency and stuff like that, where they were inside the Capitol. I'll go to the history, but again, we only told what they want us to know. So let me continue with this video, and we'll see. Let's go back, man.
That's more than the total number of soldiers currently deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. NBC4's Shamari Stone live outside the Capitol now. Shamari, how tight is security there tonight? Have you ever seen anything like it?
Shep, I've covered at least 3 inaugurations, and I have never seen anything like this leading up to inauguration, at least a week before. Take a look, for example. I'm 6'2", Shep. Look at this fence right here. This is the unscalable 7-foot fence. And my photographer, Brooks Merriweather, can come down here. I just want to show you each fence is interlocked right here. there's a bolt, and up at the top, another bolt. And on the other side of the fence, come right over here, you can see these National Guard troops. They are standing here, making sure that no one jumps over this fence. They are working.
You see what they're telling us, right? And look at the National Guard, they're wearing the mask. Right. Now, I'm asking you this, guys, because we have some brothers and sisters who live in this area, Washington, D.C. In your right mind, like, Americans, they're going through a lot of things. They're worrying about their jobs. Some of them are unemployed. We know Americans. Do you really think Americans care about? Oh, we need to go over there and jump the fence and do. No, everybody's they're like they're minding their own business. This is what we know. Americans are all about. Hey, my family needs to eat. I gotta get out there, get my money, right? So all these precautions they're taking, it's over. Like, okay, now let's back up a little bit. The question is, why didn't they do this when they knew protest was gonna happen in January 6th? They're doing all this and they don't even know how many. The whole point is this: by them doing this, it's gonna squeeze the amount of people who show up. It's not gonna be like the last inauguration, and not only that, there's no way people are gonna like. And it's interesting. They're securing all. For those of you who don't know, do you know that Washington D.C., when it comes to the Capitol, the White House, the Lincoln Monument, and all the stuff. Do you know that it's set up? It's all built. The map is set up under the 6 pointed star design. Everything is on point, and everything that's connected to all these monuments and building and stuff like that, they got it on lockdown. Yeah, because some people they were here, they were thinking that it's the whole city or the whole Washington D.C. No, the parts that are being in lockdown is the governmental, legislative buildings. That's what they got in lockdown. And let's continue.
Working around the clock due to the security out here because of what happened on Wednesday. Let's roll some video. Crews finished the last section of the fence at the U.S. Capitol. National Guard troops are authorized to be armed on the Capitol grounds as of.
What did it say? No, I believe this news came out when? Let me make sure. Because at first, okay, that was 2 days ago. At first, they said, you know, remember the picture I showed you earlier? Let me see if I can go back. Remember the picture? Some people say, "Oh, look, there's no, there's no thing in the chamber right there in the gun, right? You can see it. Hold on, where's the other better looking? Okay, these, right? So, but what did these guys say? Say that this National Guard that we just saw there standing by the gates are armed, right? So they arm and there's nobody in sight. They just armed, right? Okay.
Of 6 o'clock tonight. Packed buses continue to.
6 o'clock. Coding 6. Freemasonry. Like I pay attention to all the numbers they be pointing out. You see, I'll show you another one where I listen to everything, even when it comes to number coding. Some names are actually, when it comes to alphabet, your name is actually a number, right? So everything is number. So I'm always paying attention when they throw a number here and there and certain names that don't make sense. Like I know Michael has a meaning too, and so I know Jesus Christ is there. It was is 666 in numerology. So there's stuff like that. Let me continue.
Bring them to the Capitol, and around, as you stated, Shep, around 20,000 are expected here in D.C. to help protect the Capitol, federal buildings, and to support law enforcement with the January 20th inauguration. This comes after the angry mob of insurrectionists stormed the Capitol last Wednesday. Back out here live.
And they said the election is going to be on the 26th of January, right? Now, I have with me a book called The Pagan Book of Days, where it shows you pagan holidays that have significance that people celebrated in the past, right? And when you break it down, it says these holidays celebrated why? Because when it comes to spirituality, it says on certain days the gates of the gate or the doorway between the physical and the invisible opens up, and depending on at the time of the year, sometimes the door is stronger or the energy is so strong that the door widens, right? It gets bigger. So days like Halloween, Christmas Day, those days are very sacred. Why? Because the gates, I know people don't believe in stuff like that. They say it's hocus pocus, right? But I'm just giving you the information that's been here for thousands of years, right? In those days or holidays and the alignment of the stars, the gates, or there's communication between the two realms opens up, or it gets stronger. The signal gets stronger. So that's why you notice in many of those days are rituals or religious rites and stuff like that, right? Same thing with the Passover or Sabbath. So let me read you what it says for January 20th in the Roman calendar. What does it say? It says January 20th, Saint Agnes Eve, Celtic 3 month of Beth ends. And it says traditionally on this day, Saint Agnes Day is a time for divination by fire. Huh? So I mean, it's interesting, right? Because fire purges. So, and if you look back, if you try to check all the dates when it comes to, let's say, Martin Luther King Day, all holidays and stuff like that, they always fall on this like a ritualistic spiritual day that are celebrated in occults and religions and all that stuff. Nothing is I always tell people, nothing is a coincidence. Oh, I just tripped and I fell on something. Oh, it was just by accident. Nothing is a coincidence in this world. Everything goes according to plan. So that's why I say everything they're showing you, what is the purpose? Why? That's the question you should ask yourself, because the whole world is watching. All right, let's get back to this.
You can see these gentlemen are right here on the other side of the unscalable fence. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says President Trump is a clear and present danger to the nation. Now, it's worth mentioning that Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser, all of them are telling people not to come to the inauguration. And it's worth mentioning that Airbnb has canceled reservations. Let's show you a graphic of what I'm.
Interesting, isn't it? Right? See, more fear. Cancel everything. Oh, for your own safety. This and that, right? Now, some people say, "Oh, we need to do this. Oh, it is necessary because look at these goons that came last." I'm like, you don't understand. You don't understand still. Do you know what the month of January is? Janus. It's named after a god. And do you know the holidays that we're going, like, if you get this book, Pagan Book of Days, and see what I'm talking about. The whole month of January, a lot of festivities. Some days there is nothing, right? Because in the alignment, nothing is there. But on the days that something is there, something happened. Something happened. I'm dropping my water bottle next to me. So again, to my listeners, to my people who gonna catch me on the podcast, all I'm doing is I'm asking. I want you to start asking questions and not just believe what you see. Start thinking outside of the box, and don't think because you think of something that, oh, it might be like maybe I'm falling on the tinfoil hat conspiracy. Do you know what the word conspiracy means? To conspire secretly. That's why it's called a conspiracy. Something done in secret that nobody knows. So it's like they try to make it like when they hear conspiracy, like, oh, it's fake news. Well, it could be, but it could, but something that's done in secret, how do you know it's true or not? You don't know. You can only assume. But does that make it wrong or right? No. Assumption is assumption. But you can always be like, okay, why are they showing me this? Maybe it's not what they're saying because we know the track record of the media. It's never what they say. Same going back. Let's go back 2003, 2004, right? The war in Iraq. What did they say? Yellow cake, yellow cake. Wait, they got yellow cake. They go there. Oh, actually, there's no yellow cake. When all this time the UN was saying we've done many checkups, we found nothing. They say no, they got it, they got it. Okay, we got him. Yellow cake, yellow cake. Oh, oh. Actually, come to find out, he didn't have any yellow cake. But you know what? Mission accomplished. Yeah, America. You see how that works? They got you in your emotion. I am proud to be an American. And they got you in emotion and you're not thinking. And then by the time it's over, you confounded and you're looking stupid. But then they come and say, you know what? It doesn't matter. We did it. Mission accomplished. No, shut up. It don't matter what you think. The past is the past. We need to move forward. Let's all unite. Even though we lied and we did what we wanted to, it doesn't matter. You have to love us because we defended your freedom. Like, you see, how many times how many times do we have to fall for the same rhetoric trap? And that's what they have to censor people who actually ask questions. And you notice we have to speak in codes these days. We can't say exactly what we want to say because we know certain voices don't want us to speak and ask questions. Why? Because all the smart Americans out there, they're gonna be, oh, wait, let us slow down our emotions. Okay, let me put down the bottle down. Okay, let me start to think. Let me use logic. What's going on? They don't want that. They don't want Americans to be alerted to start thinking. No, they want your emotions because that's how they're gonna get you. But that's why today I've got some articles and some videos that are from mainstream because remember, if I show anything quote unquote YouTube that's not mainstream, YouTube may take down this video. So what I'm doing is all credit goes to the mainstream news. Fair use. I'm showing their stuff and I won't get in trouble because remember, their words is fact. So I have to use their own words against them. I can't use mine. So let me continue playing it.
I'm talking about, according to Airbnb, they want to make sure that people are not allowed to come to the inauguration. In a written statement, they say, we are announcing that Airbnb will cancel reservations in the Washington, D.C. metro area during the inauguration week. Airbnb wants to ensure that hate group members are not part of its community.
And just to point this out, guys, remember, this is an infomercial. It's a commercial for Airbnb. You think they're just gonna mention the name without any quote unquote cash flow? No. Airbnb, it's a business, right? So for them to be mentioned, I mean, we didn't have to know about it, right? But you know what they mention it? It's our money, capitalism. People, that's why I say people need to start paying attention. Look, it's all. Why did they not mention to Marriott? Or there are many hotels over there. Why did they mention Airbnb business? Money, money talks, guys.
Community back out here live, Shep. You can see there are National Guard troops here, and they will continue to be here up until the inauguration.
There was
Back
a full
to you.
screen. Shamari Stone, thank you. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Get out of here. So yeah, that was one news that I wanted to show you guys. And look at this one. You guys remember this picture? Man, like I say, guys, the reason why I'm making this stream, I'm trying to make you guys see what's going on. Like, just have something in your head. Be like, come on, guys. Like, it's like, why are they showing this to the world? Like, like that's the whole point. Uh, I'm like, why? Like this picture, man. Like, I was talking to one of my military friend. He was like, man, he said, this is sad, man. He's like, this is really sad. He's like, I don't know why they're doing all this. Now, even if this was true, right? They didn't have to show the world this. But I'm gonna ask you, why? D- Okay, we talk about the military. Does showing military people laying down like this in awkward position that looks uncomfortable? I mean, some of us have gone to a park, right? We know how it's like not sleeping in our comfortable beds, but what is the image, the message being given to the world, seeing American military men like lying like this? Like, I see the whole thing is when you slow down your emotion and start thinking, then you start questioning, be like, wait, this is wrong or this is right. Or you start slowing. That's why I'm like, look at the images they're showing the world. Let me show you another video. Let me remove this one out of the way of let's see, of what's the name? Pelosi greeting. I'm not gonna play the sound, but I'm gonna show you her basically briefing the military. Uh, all I'm doing is I'm showing you images, that should get you thinking. You know, it's amazing. You know what I'll do? Uh, I'm gonna drop the link for those of you who want to jump on a panel. That way, I can have more people. Like, because I want to hear your opinion. Like, I want this to be an open panel. I don't want to be here all day. So, shout out to brother Dale. Okay, have fun. Hopefully you catch. Hopefully it's not long. You know me. It might end up being 3 hours. So let me put the link in the chat. Whoever wants to come up and talk about this, I would really love to hear from veterans. You know, how, like, because one thing I was asking some of my military friends, I say, how did this make you feel? And two of them was like, man, say this is very sad, man. So so far, what I heard from veterans, they didn't like the image that's being portrayed. It's negative. It's no way positive from the feedback that I've got so far. So hopefully, maybe some other servicemen they may have a different view, or veterans, or active member of the military. Maybe you're seeing it in a different light. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. But so far, most of them they're like, it's no good. So let me play this as I speak. So basically, this clip is saying, uh, was it Speaker Pelosi yapping, and you could barely even understand her because she got that freaking mask on. Like, how the hell? They can't hear you. Basically, she's just saying, "Oh, they're there to to protect the politicians, all that stuff, so the inauguration is gonna go smoothly and all that stuff, blah 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 blah. So, you know, that's what I wanted to show you. And you know, this is our politics. This is our politics. This is all, to show and all that stuff. So I hope the people open their eyes, man. Like, I hope the people open their eyes. It's it's ridiculous. Let me show you another clip. You know, military servicemen checking the weapons. So hold on. Right, and this one has sound, so I'll allow the sound to play. I'm making sure, like, because some videos I know they'll play music, and so this video is actually called military servicemen getting their weapons. So, and their weapons are basically empty. So some people say, "Oh, okay," but like I say, those ammunition is not only expensive, but you can't just have it and use it. There are rules when it comes to the military. I know one military guy used to make a joke. He said, "You firing one bullet, you must have a great reason, because it's gonna cost you. That one bullet's a lot of money. Like, if you use it, it's for a purpose. Don't just fire one bullet. Like, you'll be punished greatly." So he's like, "Yeah, yeah, you may get a round of 50, but you're not just gonna fire all of them. Each one is worthy of its shot. You can't just do it. You know, it has to have a purpose. You can't be out there playing jokes with this." So hold on one second. Let me play it. Yeah, I know you too. This is actually national news, so fair use. Stop talking, paying attention. Stop talking. And think about this. The news is there filming all this, like, and you don't. It's like, come on, people, get you understand? Check in. Mm, yeah. Check in your thing. Man, they look very plastic. It could be toys. It could be a Hollywood prompt. Who knows? We don't know. We're not there. We told, hey, look, you have watched movies, right? You've seen movies where it shows you like military scene, like they got a military marching song, right? And you see people in uniform and everything, but guess what? They're all actors, right? So if we watch movies and we see actor, we're having gears and all that stuff. The question we should ask ourselves: what are we seeing? Are we seeing real time military, or are we seeing HBO? That is the question. But let's continue. Yeah. MP. Was it military police? They're like, okay, you on camera. Just make sure you act good, Look away. Uh, Man, the sky looks clear. Yeah, Atticus. It's politics, man. I know. Politics. Yeah. That was one video that I got. And here's another one. They're building fences, uh, you know, to quote unquote protect people from protesters. So let me show you this one. There's a lot of things going on, man. Like, so let's see, is there sound on this one? The sound is trash, so I'll just keep muted. And then the installing stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man! Like, who really has time to go over there and jump over I'm like, come on, man, come on. You see what I mean? Like, like it's like when you start thinking, you're like, man, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. Let me show you another one. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Let me see. This one it says National Guard uh ahead of inauguration. So let's see. I think this was on the news. Yeah.
5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. Let's go. 5-5, 5-6, 5-7, 5-8.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, this one was on the news. Yeah. Was it riot gears and all that stuff?
Buddy's aware if they have a problem putting the gear on.
But I'm like, okay, they're putting the gears on, but inauguration is in a few days. I'm like, they were getting it ready for them so they can sleep with it. Is that? Yeah, they're distributing it. Okay, look at all those guys. They're like, I'm tired, man. I want to go home.
Face shield down 5.
And here's another question, guys. You know how they were talking about 6 feet apart and all that stuff? Why are they not applying CDC protocol with them, right? I know they're quote unquote in a rush, but hey, I mean, if you're gonna be showing us on TV, right? We care about our military. Should we also make sure that they're 6 feet apart for their own safety because we want them to be healthy and not catch the hoaxy hoax? You know, where's the 6 feet apart? Like, I'm like, see, when you look, where is the 6 feet apart? Like, where is the 6 feet apart? Shout out to you, brother, American Negro. Welcome to the building. Was it other case? He said they really don't want to. They don't really want to play along. It seems. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I was having a field day. Like, oh my god. Okay, I got another video to show you guys. See, I'm glad that we have people out here who can actually look at this and actually start to reason and understand, why are they showing us this crap? You know? Here's another video. Let me play it. Hold on. Yeah, the audio is kind of trash, so I hear on my right side. So I don't know if you guys can hear, but we'll see. So it's short. Like for those of you listening on a podcast, it's basically an image showing you U.S. National Guards on the floor. Some of them lying, some of them sitting, some of them standing inside the United States Capitol, and some of them have their weapons next to them. And let me. Okay, yeah, yeah. Most of them don't have. Yeah, yeah. All of them have empty chambers. It seems. So they probably assign them their weapons, and then when it come, I guess when it come on inauguration day, if they want them to be armed, then they will receive you know, their little. I forgot what it's called. My, I forgot what it's called, man. I forgot my terminology. So yeah, I'm showing you all these pictures because I keep telling you, propaganda is powerful. Like it's very powerful. Ah, my. Let me show you another video of the military man getting some food. So get, hey, shout out to the patriots out there. I don't know how you feel. A lot of people love to beat their chest talking about patriotism. I'm like, do you have family members who are part of the National Guard who are over there? How do you feel about them be called into this, you know, exercise drill? Hmm? Okay, let's play.
Breakfast is served.
I knew they're gonna be playing music. So basically, this is food supply. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Oh, hold on. Okay, that was too quick. Okay, that's how media is. Okay, they say salad. Oh God. Hold on. We gotta move this. Okay, we gotta be slow. Okay, it says soldier and airmen who keep the supply. Okay, Air Force. So the Air Force is there too. Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, so it says some boxes are what salad. I want to make sure. Okay, salad, right? This man, these guys are talk about. You be like, what fasting? Why? Okay, it says salad. What and what? Pork. I'm like, okay, why did they have to show this thing, right? That quick, like salad pork, right? Pork, well, salad is good because it's veggies and right healthy. But then you show salad and then pork. Like, come on, man. Like pork is unhealthy. It's like the worst thing ever. But no, bacon, right? Now, speaking about words have meaning, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, if you look up in numerology, right, when I tell you that everything has a code, I have on my iPhone, I save like a app, like a numerology app where it does the counting for you, right? Get ready. When you look at the name, when you type in pork, right? You guys ready for this? In numerology, pork, the number is, you ready for this? 6. And I got 6 viewers right now. 6. Well, remember I told you everything they show you, whether its name or number, has a meaning. That's why they show it so fast. I'm like, yo, like, okay, they show us people giving water and all that. Okay, why in the hell did they show it so fast, like salad pork, and then like it just? I'm like, yo, like the editing. I'm like, look, everything. I remember I took a film class and everything in college, and this is what it was. When it comes to like as an editor, right? You pick and choose what you're gonna show, and I always tell you, everything they show you on TV, nothing. There's no accident. Everything has a purpose. So when that image of the written salad or pork on the box, they know why they put it there, right? They know. They know. Ah, man, oh man. Let's continue. I had to point out pork because pork, it's swine. It's abominable. uh Leviticus. Don't eat pork, it's bad for you. High blood pressure. All right, let's continue. All right, so they're showing you what she did. So, oh yeah, they're probably just playing music.
He doesn't eat, that can't happen. Everybody has to get fed.
Let me see.
18,000 meals served per day.
You got to get this food
Wait,
out.
wait. 18,000 meals.
18,000 meals served per
18,000 people they have to feed right there. That's a lot of people, right? Okay, now, shout out to Gabe. Oink, oink. Now, okay, guys, you know me. I'm a very cheap guy, right? So let's talk money. Money, 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 money. I'm gonna use my calculator, right? The military personnel just say that they have to feed 18,000 meal because we have what close to 20,000 National Guard members who are right there in Washington D.C. by the Capitol, right? No, it's funny that bottle say what? Not water. And look at how it's yo. Wait, hold on. Wait. Do you guys look, guys? They think we're imbeciles. Yo, was this done by a middle schooler? Like, guys, hold up. Can you guys hold on? Let me remove the banner. Like, do you guys see what I see? Hold on. Okay. Do you guys see that green bottle there, right? Right? Next to the brown or burgundy or looks brown. Yeah, it looks like dark brown. You guys see that, right? It says hot water. And look at the label, guys. Just look. Like, don't look at anything else. Just look at the two labels. Okay, is the brown one supposed to be hot chocolate? Okay, hold on. It looks like somebody tore it off, but I can see the T, which represent the hot, just like the one next to it. And then it looks like like the writing looks like somebody who can like a middle schooler, and it looks like it's the half of chocolate, but it's like erase or something. So hot chocolate and hot water, guys. Yo, come on, man. With all the money the military have, you mean to tell me y'all can come up with a nice sticker, like an adhesive sticker, to literally let the people know that it's hot water, but you have it. And look, they use Scotch tape to tape the freaking paper. And you're right there in the cap, like. Now you see why you give quote unquote conspiracy terrorist materials. No, come on, bro. Come on. And look, he closed his eyes. You know, that they do that whenever they're praying to their God. Like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, yo, like, see, what's it saying? As a man, you have to develop a skill of attention to details. You know, shout out to my dad. He's out, being a military, they always say you gotta pay attention to everything. Our dad can see anything. He can see a little okay. You guys know oranges, right? You know the little thing, like if you're cutting oranges, that little brown thing that's on the top. It's so small, right? Let's say you ate some oranges, but you remove that piece and then you fell on the carpet. Our dad will come home, walk in the carpet, and just look down and be like, wait, what's this? You're like, what? And then he will pick it up. You see this? That's attention to detail. He can pick up the smallest of the trash on the floor. So you have, when it comes to these kind of videos, you gotta pay attention to details. Let me see if I can zoom it. You guys see that, right? The water. It says hot water and hot chocolate, but it's cut off. I'm like, come on, man. And his name is Seaborn. Seaborn, guys. Okay, what black person's last name do you know is Seaborn? I've yet to. Hold on. Let me double check. Hold on. Okay, just tapped it in on the numerology. Seaborn comes to number 11, and 11 has esoteric meaning. And today is, never mind. Today is the 15. 1 plus 5, 6. And today is what? The 6th day? Because Saturday is the 7th day. 6, 6. I, I'm gonna get out of there. Okay. Um, let's continue. What is it? What does it have to say?
per day.
You got to get this food out today before 1500.
If you don't get the number right, somebody
Notice it say we have to get all this food before 1500. 1500 is basically 3 p.m. But military number is 1-5. You know, like 3 p.m. 15. 1 plus 5, 6. I'm telling you, man. 18,000. 1 plus 8, 9. 9 is what? 6 upside down. Coding. Everything is coding, right? Now, check this out. I'm a cheap guy, right? That's what I wanted to do earlier. Let's assume each meal cost $10. That's 180,000, right? That's 180,000 $180,000 spent every day to feed our servicemen, right? Now check this out. So the inauguration is in what? In 5 days. And the military, they came there 4 days ago. So let's say 9 days. Let's do 180,000 times 9. So about $1.6 million are going to be spent just to feed the military man. And that's what they're telling us. That doesn't include all this stuff, right? That's a lot of money. I'm cheap. Maybe they should give me that money. I'll make them some fufu. I'll give them some fufu and some breast. Chicken breast? You know, and I'll do it cheaper. But look at what they're giving them. What's that? Muffin. You know what? Hold on. Let me. Okay, hold on. Let me play it. I don't know if it. Okay.
doesn't eat, that can't happen. Everybody has to
Okay.
get fed.
Oh, that the muffin. I think it's they're giving them 2 plates. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, what? What the hell? Okay. Good. That's good. They need to eat. Wow. So they have 30. Look. Here we go again. I know. That's why I say we gotta slow down. As part of a food service element, approximately 30 members, remember 3 coding members of the DC National Guard ensures 18,000. 8 plus 1 equals 9 times 3, 666. God, I know people don't get this kind of stuff, but I just have to point this out because I'm like, yo, like it's like right in our face, but never mind. Okay, let's continue. I hope the music doesn't.
If the airmen and the soldier are not fed properly, they're not going to perform their jobs properly.
Okay, that's common sense. You gotta eat if you want to perform. They can't be fasting like me or we're gonna take 2 days and not eat. No, they gotta eat. They got those heavy gears and all that stuff, and under pressure, they gotta be well fed. That's a good thing about the military. The military will take care of you. You're gonna eat good. You never gonna go hungry, except when it comes to PT.
High.
To stay energized and just really stay alert out here.
Yeah, but she wasn't as hyper as I would expect. Somebody who just ate. Come on, have some excitement. Be like, yeah, we're gonna be happy and excited. Come on, man. Like be excited. Smile a little bit. Ninjas. Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. A little bit of jazz music there. Dun, 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 dun.
It's definitely long hours and a lot of work. We're
Yeah.
delivering some bulk numbers to certain locations.
I want to see everybody well fed, well rested, healthy, and happy.
Hmm. Yep. Healthy and well fed. Yeah, that's another video. Was the Vice President Mike Pence? I guess I could play that. But does it show? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think it's showing. You guys can see it, right? Okay.
So I'll have you. We will turn the formation over to
Hopefully, you guys can hear that. They got the mask on, so it's hard to hear them. Hopefully, you guys can hear it.
I just came from a briefing at Homeland Security, and I heard about the great efforts that our National Guard is making, and literally thousands and thousands of men and women in uniform that are going to make it possible for us to have a safe inauguration. And I just wanted to stop out today to say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for stepping forward. And just God bless you in the days ahead.
Hey, everybody, following it around here, horseshoe.
Yeah.
So I just encourage you to be vigilant, okay? Respect the unified chain of command. Look after your people, and we're going to deliver to the American people. A safe inauguration. We're going to swear in a new president, a new vice president. We're going to move our nation forward, okay? You're going to make it possible. So thank you all very much. God bless you.
Task force. Everybody here is from Virginia.
Is that right? Oh, that's great.
There's New York in there somewhere, huh?
Okay, we found it.
Oh man, hold on. Shout out to we got Men of Tomorrow in the building. Hold on one second. Good afternoon, MOT. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, bro?
All right, man.
Since you're a veteran, I'm like, hey, good. I finally got one veteran in the building, and I just wanted to hear some feedback. I asked some of my veteran friends, I'm like, what do you think of the images that they're showing? How you feel? And then, some people gave me the feedback. So I'm like, hey, I'm glad that since you're a veteran yourself, you can come here and give your perspective and opinion about it.
I mean, they have to sleep where the work's at. They have to sleep where they're called to do the service at. Like, sometimes it's in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes it's at an airport. Sometimes it's in the halls of Congress. That's just the way it is, man. And if people have to shelter in place to protect something, especially those type of people, that's where it's happening.
Hey, because hey, I'll say, you being in the military, you're probably gonna have a different feeling, but you have to take into account, how civilians are gonna be like, oh, a military man, look at them, like they were, they're in an uncomfortable position, look at them, this is not good, they're working hard and all that stuff. So who knows how they're feeling, their family members.
They're not working hard, man. They're just sitting around reading books and trying to keep themselves occupied 24 hours a day while they shelter in place. That's what it is. They're out on the floor before you actually go into the building. And if there were more people who actually cared about the military, none of this shit would be necessary. Nobody talked about how many service members was out there during 9/11. Wasn't even a story, wasn't it? Those people was out there.
Yeah.
That's why
because the media. See, that's another thing. MOT, you pointed out something interesting though. Why would, like, at that time, I guess the media didn't really show it, or whenever we look back, they don't really show us.
No, they don't show you.
The question is why? Like,
because it's like, if we cared about the military, we wouldn't have them at football games and basketball games and all that shit. Those people have to be in service dress on their days off to be up there in that shit. They don't want to be up there. But if you're called by your unit to be up there to represent the crew, you got to be up there with a smile on your face and a service dress. That's what comes with the territory. It's just that people don't know enough about the armed forces. That's the thing. And I don't think that they should learn about it unless they're trying to go. But when you have people who try to present it in a light that it don't deserve to be and all that kind of stuff, then that's when I want to kind of step in. But otherwise, man, I just let most vets run.
Yeah, and it's good that you came by. That's why I was like, hey, I hope to hear some feedback because that's why I pointed out too. I'm like, hey, I'm not a military serviceman, but I was a son of a military man, and not only that, almost like most of the guys, half of them that I went to high school with, they all went to the military. So some of
Yeah.
them some of them they say that they say, okay, maybe the media shouldn't be showing because they talked about people breaking in, right? So they're like, well, why would you show the precautions that you're taking from within? Like, wouldn't that be letting people know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah,
just keep
but
it.
this had to do with the failure of them not being in place in the first place. The president told them to stand down. They've never told those people to stand down when there's an active threat that they know is coming to the Capitol. They let all the police go and gave them the day off. So this still stuff was meant to happen. They wanted to open the doors because the president of the United States ordered those people to stand down and to let those people in. That's what happened.
Yeah.
This is exactly what.
Did you see that video? I saw it where the actual police removed the barricade and was
Yeah.
telling people to come in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so why is CNN and Fox News not showing that? Like, why they
Because
not?
it's very easy. The president ordered for those people to be kind of in the building, however they got there. The president having an inordinate amount of power over the Capitol Police. Gabe, shut your stupid ass up and just get out of here, man. If I ever see this dude, I'm gonna punch him in his fucking mouth. Every time you talk about factual shit, you have this black fucking Uncle Ben's looking lunatic in the fucking chat trolling and shit, like a fucking 12-year-old.
Hey, MOT, please. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. I'm already shadow ban out here. I'm already shadow ban out here. But it's very interesting though.
It's just that's what happened. And since people don't know how much power the president have over the Capitol Police or the National Guard, when there's an active threat, only the president of the United States can tell people to stand down. The people from Maryland had to break the chain of command to actually come to DC because the Pentagon wasn't answering the phone. Again, the military doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get people to go out there when it was supposed to. But it's like, dude, all this stuff is a failure of the chain of command. It's just a failure of the chain of command.
Yeah, it's funny. Mike Pence also
failure of the chain of command.
He said that.
That's all it is. And if you know how this stuff works, and if you know how the National Guard kind of in that area, because you have like Andrews Air Force Base that controls like the Air Force One operations. You have like kind of like Andrews Air Force Base is kind of like a joint operations of like all four branches and all that kind of stuff. Then you got the Pentagon and all that kind of stuff in the same area. So there's a lot of stuff in that area that's controlled by the president of the United States. And something of this magnitude cannot happen unless the president gave the stand down order way in advance before this actually happened.
Hey, what's up, Pastor?
Hey, welcome Gabe to the building. I know it's a crazy topic today.
It's a crazy topic.
Yeah, I mean, but the whole sleeping in the Congress thing.
1 second. I don't mean to bring any mess to your panel, but like,
what are you doing up here? Then what are you doing up here? Then what are you doing up here?
Well, I'm here to talk.
What are you doing up here? You know I don't like you. I don't even know why you're even talking up here in front of me.
Well, I'm here all the time.
Here, man. Come up here when I'm not up here.
I'm here all the time.
Man, I don't want to hear this. The topic is about, and the reason why I came up here is about the troops. You know, the troops on TV, the place where you refuse to join probably. That's what I came up here to talk about. I didn't come up here to talk to a dude who just consisted on trolling, man. I don't like you dudes like you. I'm here to talk about the topic.
Well, then don't bring me up there. Because you brought me up.
Out of here, man.
Right?
I can't stand this sight. Sickens me.
Okay.
Then leave. We're talking about the troops on the floor. You got something to add to that?
I mean, you added my name into the conversation, so I wanted to come up and talk to you like a man and then really try to just squash whatever issue you have with me. Do you want to do that, or do you want to just kind of be aggressive?
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, well, listen, Don't threaten me or anything from the chat.
I don't want to talk.
That's all I got to say. Thank you, Fast. I just want to come up and try to squash it, but he doesn't want
to. The fucking mouth is way over fucking due.
Wait, say that one more time.
Get your ass off of here.
Wait, say that one more time for me.
Get your dumb ass off of here. We came here to talk about shit about these troops on the goddamn panel. If you don't like it,
don't mention me. Then don't mention me.
Name.
No, then don't mention me and mention some type of threat you're trying to put against me.
Leave. People who are this much in fright.
I appreciate you, Fast. I just thought it might be an opportunity to kind of squash whatever that issue is.
Oh my god, we ain't got nothing to squash.
Fast, and I thank you.
No. I mean, I'll squash it in person. If we ever meet, I'll squash it in person.
Yep. All this is recorded, so
I don't really care.
I appreciate you, Fast. I'm gonna drop down.
You. All right, Gabe. It don't matter. Leave, my bitch. Thank you. So,
hey, Gabe, you can come back whenever things calm down. But
yeah, of course. Yeah, once I'm out of here, I don't like him. I don't like these troll-tastic, unscripted fucking dudes. I don't like being around punk ass motherfuckers like that. I don't give a fuck what's recorded. People who are in threat or in danger or think they are, so they don't go run up in people's faces. Mm-hmm. So, with the actual issue with these people actually serving in there, those people are actually part of the community. They're the National Guard. Those people are doctors and other people. They could be all that other shit there. Mm-hmm. You actually have to live within a certain space of the actual domicile of the actual organization to even be in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this. Those were the orders that were given, and the president can upgrade that order for other things to happen within an environment. He can order those people to have sleeping bags if they wanted them to have sleeping bags. The president have total control over that. Yes. So while we mad at the troops, we should be mad at the dude. This is still the president's issue.
Yeah. And so I'm like, why are they taking all these precautions now? Like even the little video I showed earlier, it's like, to me, I'm like, I'm like, isn't it kind of too late? Like, why didn't you do this earlier if you knew there's going to be protests where thousands of people are going to show up? Now they're saying they don't want people to come for the inauguration, but you already, it's like, it don't make no sense anyway. It's like, why? It's pointless at this point now.
Yeah.
That's how to me, it feels, okay, if they would have done this before and this, the events of the 6th happened, then that would have been another story. But the thing is, they didn't do nothing like this.
They did the wrong thing. They did the wrong thing by telling them to stand down. They did the wrong thing by not having all the Capitol Police work. The Capitol Police normally works. Everybody works. Like in the military, if there's any type of threat toward the installation or any type of event that happens there, everybody has to work. The entire force has to work. Everybody do, commanders included. So for those people to be overwhelmed like that, they were given a stand down order. It's quite obvious. You wouldn't have all these law enforcement people from all over the country there and nobody really getting harmed unless he gave the order for those people to come in there.
Man, I know, some of my Patriots fans, like my Patriots buddy, I think a lot of my military, like only 2 of them so far, they didn't really like the whole image they're showing. They're like, man, come on, why do they have to show all this, right?
I mean, it shouldn't even be cameras in there. There should be nobody in there. This is still a crime scene that haven't even been done being investigated. There's no reason to be having all these photo ops with the troops, man. Those people should be in there, and there should be no cameras around anywhere.
Yeah, and even did you see this picture right here where it's showing you this politician walking?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about how Americans are feeling about. To me, as a foreign and how the world is seeing it, like it's not a good look. Like it's like some people say, okay, this is what they do, but I'm like, when it comes to image, seeing American servicemen sleeping like this, and it's like, okay, for the military people, oh, this is how we do this all the time. But from civilian perspective, like people who don't live that lifestyle, like that's, I feel, to me, the media is doing this on purpose because they know images have it speaks thousands of words, and they're doing it on purpose. Like looking at this for a civilian, it's not good. But to a serviceman, they're like, oh, this is normal. Like we done it. Like especially those who went like, they've done they've been in the barracks, like the war or whatever. They've been overseas.
Floor or something, man. Some of these chow halls are worse than that floor across the world. I mean, some of these places where they troops sleep at, it's worse than that floor.
Yeah,
trust me.
Your country. Yeah,
I mean, you're saying it as a civilian. I mean, you have to ask the people in the military how come they're not complaining about it. And the reason is we know people could be in worse circumstances. Like most time when these National Guard units went to like Iraq and Afghanistan, and they was dying like 1,000, hundreds a month, they would rather be in situations like this rather than over in Iraq and Afghanistan. So because you have to be there. You have to be stationed on the inside, what you're actually protecting. And if they wanted more stuff in there, the president or the Pentagon, who has a ton of money, by the way, just signed a nice $787 billion contract with the actual United States government, overriding veto. They can easily ship in the best beds, the best, all that kind of stuff. But they want them people out of there pretty fast as they came. And that's why they don't have all that stuff with them.
Yeah,
they're not going to be there that long. They're going to be there until the inauguration and maybe a couple of days afterwards, and then they're going to beef up security. But all this stuff is going on because of the president of the United States, who allowed attack and led one from the inside and the outside on this specific place. That's what happened. It's really not that difficult. It's just that this was a failure on all levels, but it was orchestrated by one man. That's the president of the United States. It's really not that hard.
Now, MOT, what do you expect will happen, during the whole inauguration? Do you think these protesters will show up?
No. Not with that kind of force on hand. No, they're not going to. But will they go to these state houses and state capitals and do that stuff? They've already said that they're going to do that. The actual recruitment is up in most of these groups, these far right-wing militias and all that stuff because of what happened on the actual Capitol. All over the country. This is why all these state houses are trying to beef up their stuff. Yes. The Democrats is urging the army, and you know who overrules that from the army? The president of the United States. He's the top of the list. He wants those troops in there sleeping like that and looking like that. That's what he wants. It's the president that's having those people in there like that. He can actually have those people in there with, I don't know, better looking stuff than that. It's the president of the United States that has those people looking like that. That's who has those people looking like that. The president.
So, okay, but the question is, doesn't the media know that? Like, they know that, the president has, he's the highest, when it comes to the military ranking, the president is the highest ranking officer.
They do.
Right?
They do. And they're playing it up for the eyeballs because they know most people at home don't know how the military works. So they're just here cashing in on the eyeballs of showing an image and acting like there's a real problem when there really isn't one. Yeah. It's for eyeballs' sake.
Meaning they'll actually bring it out after it's all said and done. Like they'll say, see what happened? Guess who gave the order? Like, and that's why I'm like, that's why I was questioning. I'm like, why do they have to show this kind of image? We didn't have to know. They could have just show us outside how they're sending defense, the military, doing the whole.
There are people outside too. That's the whole thing. There are people outside.
Yeah.
People outside and there's people inside. There are checkpoints. There's all types of other stuff. There's bomb and drug sniffing dogs. There's all types of stuff in place for what's going on right now. Those are not the only people who they just have on the inside. They're not giving you a complete eye of what's going on at the Capitol. This is why I don't even like this stuff right here, because they're not showing you the entire operation. They're just showing you where they're at. They're all the way on the inside. Oh, look at the troops. They're sleeping on naked marble floor. Yeah, it may ask you, why do they have marble floor in the House of Representatives?
Yeah.
Why they need marble floor out in the hallways?
Man, propaganda, like I tell people, propaganda is powerful. Like they know exactly why they're showing us this.
He know this is disrespectful to the United States military to have them being shown like that. Like, the media just is not able to just go photograph the military like that, right? They can't just go photograph the military unless it's allowed by the president of the United States. It's very hard to just roll up on the military and just start filming them. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It has to be allowed by somebody. So to have these images even out there shows abject disrespect to the United States military. Without showing the entire what's actually going on from beginning to end. Like, there's people outside, there's metal detectors outside, bomb detectors, sniffing dogs outside. And then, dude, you got to go through a lot of stuff even to get this far.
Yeah. I mean, common sense would tell us, like, the most secure capital of the world was able to be broken in by protesters. Like, but see, if I say it, they call me tinfoil hat. Like, I'm like, there's just no way that could happen unless somebody lets it happen. And even when they show us the little footage where the people are coming in and the quote unquote the cop was like, "Hey guys, back," and he's put like, I'm like, it just didn't make no sense. Like, and then after the whole aftermath, and then they're letting them, like, it's like they were letting them come outside. Like, I'm like, they didn't even arrest them, no nothing. And then, quote unquote, afterwards, now they're quote unquote looking for them and finding them. And so it's like, how should I trust your word? Because it's like, you didn't arrest them then. Why did you, like, how do we know you've arrested them? You can say anything.
For the amount of people that participated fasting, you see, that's why you have a lot of people on hand to secure the scene. You have a lot of people on hand, like, dude, they couldn't even secure the scene. A lot of those people just walked about here. For the amount of people that participated in what happened there, the type of arrest that they have already, that pales in comparison to how many people that they should have arrested. They should have cordoned off the entire area and took every single person in there for questioning. Nobody should not have been allowed to leave that place. Even the people inside the Capitol were allowed to leave.
Yeah, it's like, how do you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. No, man. Like, something like this can't go on unless the orders come from the top. FBI gave extensive warning. Extensive warning about the events that were planned there and that were happening. Extensive. This is a failure that's bigger than 9/11. Way bigger than 9/11. To have, it's almost like a foreign army just rolling up on unarmed police officers who didn't have guns on hand, by the way, except for the people inside the chamber. Yes, you think they're just going to surrender their guns and not shoot people? Who you think would be telling these people not to shoot people? Yes, the president gets to choose all that stuff.
Wait, yeah, I do remember also Washington D.C. like it's a gun control area, right? So those you mean to tell me those police that let those people in, even the cop inside the chamber, the black guy who was like, hey, like the one that they put in his picture.
He was armed.
Like, he was armed, right? He was
armed. He refused to use a weapon because on top of those orders, you can give orders for actual how you're to engage people a certain type of way in a certain type of situation. There's like, I know in the Air Force, there's 4 codes to it. I'm not sure what the Capitol Police is, but I know in the Air Force, there's like 4 different levels of how you deal with people. And coming to deadly force is a very low bar in situations like this. Situations like this is shoot on sight. There is none of that. There shouldn't have been, but when you're given the order to let these people on and let these people through and let them do their actual thing, the president has it done, man. This is why you got to go.
Man. Hey, we got 5 more days, so we'll see. Man, this year started with a bang.
Hey, all this stuff was a choice. It was a choice to tell this dude to stand down. It was a choice for him to give that speech. It was a choice to get those people riled up. And he already gave the order in advance to tell the National Guard to stand down, the actual things in place for the actual Capitol Police to actually not do their job. Remember, there was a black chick who had something wrong with her. She drove up on the Capitol, man. They laid down a bunch of lead on that girl's car, killed her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one who was doing the U-turn thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that those people would do that in that situation? And you have this roving mob coming up there and now they don't know how to use their weapons? Come on, man. Nah.
And also, speaking about the military, I'm sure you saw the images. Most of their weapons were empty. You know, they didn't have any clips or anything. So I guess they just that. And that's why that's another question I was asking earlier. I'm like, is this kind of like a prop? I'm like, why did they have to show us, servicemen with the, the empty clip and all that? I'm like, okay, like it's like
certain branches of the military cannot be trusted with live ammo. That's
yeah.
all.
Yeah, and actually, I even
That's all I can say. I mean, in the Air Force, we walk around without ammo quite openly because we have a lot more sense than other people. But other branches of the United States military, they're not allowed to walk around with live ammunition.
Yeah, I even have an article that talk about the militaries questioning the integrity of some of the servicemen to see that if they don't have any quote unquote extremist ideologies.
I mean, but the military has been a clearinghouse for those type of people, though, man. Like this ain't nothing new to them about how much extreme right wing people that they have in the military. There is chock full of them.
So it's like a dilemma now.
No, I mean, it's a dilemma now that they didn't attack the Capitol.
Yeah. And the military now they're scrambling to figure out like, okay, you got 20,000 troops. Now it's like, didn't you breathe? Like I said, I know there's protocol. I'm like, okay, something happened and you're rushing to do things. And then now that you have everybody there, now you want to go and check on each one of them. Like, do you even have the time to do all that? Like, because anyone can save face. They could be like, oh no, I don't think that way. Like, but how do you can't, you don't have time to interrogate 18,000 servicemen to see where their ideology lies. Like,
man, look, all that stuff, they do it online when they're on these military bases, man. These people surf all these websites online when they're on the military bases, dude. From the dorms, from all this kind of stuff. It's easy to put somebody on a watch list and see what all they engage in online. Any investigation I had to do, first thing we did, pull the online stuff, see where this dude went at, see where this dude's head's at. Yeah, so they know. Facebook. It's just that, but if these people don't get in any type of trouble, because most of these dudes, the supremacist ones, they're the most well-behaved dudes in there. They do their job quite clearly. But in situations like this, you know where this stuff leads. Yeah.
But see, that's why people call me tinfoil hat. I'm always looking at somewhat like the media will say one thing, but some of the things they should be saying on live TV, because that's where the talking heads are, they won't say, they'll put in articles, but we already know who's out there reading articles. Like most people don't really care. Like they'll just put their head on the TV. So this article that I pull, I tried to look and see if the mainstream, or whether it's Fox and NBC, all if they spoke on it. None of them had like an actual news segment talking about it, but it was an actual blog or article. And I'm like,
yeah, but here's the other thing, Pastor. The other thing about this, You had people trying to set up GoFundMe's for the United States National Guard.
Wait, GoFundMe for what? Like the military has money.
There were people trying to set up GoFundMe's for cots for the National Guard.
Oh, like you mean they're trying to help them? Is that what they were trying to do?
They were trying to fundraise to so-called help them. Like, dude, the military don't need no money.
Yeah.
They know. Look. They want these people to be able to move at a moment's notice and clear out when needed.
Yeah.
You can't do all that if you got everybody in there is already equipment that's in there.
Yeah.
All right. Those people have to be stationed 24 hours a day. That, like, okay. In this situation, these people have to go to formation. You go to formation, you have this sheet. It tells you what all your responsibilities are within this place and for how long. All they had to do was go there and try to figure out why those people are in the hallway, rather than the fact that they're just there and they don't understand why. This is more to make the president look bad because it was a bad decision to have him in there looking like that, rather than them just being in there like that. Like, the media is not this stupid.
Yeah.
They know why those people are in there. They know how the chain of command works. They know that they just can't be in there filming the troops like that.
Yeah, that was my conclusion too.
Military installation outside the base, filming any type of formation. Dude, they're sending MPs out there to you in a heartbeat trying to figure out who you are and why you're there. The president is allowing the media to film all this stuff. I don't know why. It makes our military look crazy. But when you don't care about the military and you got what? A couple days left, this is what you got, man.
Man, I'll tell you, all of us are bracing ourselves for what's coming, hopefully everything passes smoothly, but like I said, 2020 was full of surprises, so we don't know if this year is gonna be the same. So, man, I just hope everything goes smoothly because But at the same time, do you really think because they were saying that the armed marchmen will show up? That's why they're preparing all this. Do you think those armed patriots are actually gonna show up? Like with
Not in DC, because it's against the law to have a firearm in DC unless it's pre-registered. You have to register the ammunition as well. This is why some of those people who were there, they didn't have guns per se when they were in there, but when they were leaving, going to their actual vehicles, that's when they got those weapons charges. Because all this stuff has to be registered in DC.
Yeah, because it's a no guns. It's a gun-free zone.
Yeah, gun-free zone. Even though there are people who bring guns onto the floor of the house and all that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah. I mean, because the gun is nothing but a political tool and a weapon. Nobody's really going to use it. Most of these people who are worried about gun rights are weak-ass people anyway who really can't fight or do anything else. So that's what the gun is. The gun here domestically is like a nuclear weapon internationally. It's a political weapon. Nobody's going to drop it on no other country and cause that kind of much harm and end up getting all these sanctions against them. But yeah, that's all it is. It's a political weapon. Like this image is a political weapon against the president for having them out there looking like that.
Yeah. Was it a picture is worth 1,000 words?
Yes.
And I guess some people they probably don't realize that. That's what I always say. I always tell people, I always think outside of the box, because that's why I keep asking questions. I'm like, am I the only ones who's seeing it this way? Because that's why it's always good to have different perspective, even if we may not agree. But it's like, if you see something, maybe it's gonna make me think about, okay, I see one perspective, man. Let me see if that other way makes sense, and then you're gonna see it from different angles. And speaking about the whole impeachment thing, saying the Senate said they don't come back to the 19th. So I'm like, everything is like, there's no coincidence. They know what they're doing. They know. So, I'm like, this is gonna be something crazy. we don't know the future, so all we can do is cross our fingers. Some people
No,
are.
I already know what's going to happen. This stuff is going to go over. There's going to be a smooth transition. Nothing's going to happen. Mike Pence is going to do the walkthrough for them, and the dude's going to be out of the White House. And then next week sometime, New York is going to start throwing all these charges on him for all the stuff that he did prior to him being in the White House. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Man, no break.
Yeah. No break. This dude's going to have to be facing charges until he's in the ground. And once he's out of the actual presidential immunity from prosecution, he can be brought up on charges for everything he did in the presidency. So he's going to try to self-pardon himself for all the stuff that he did now. And it's not going to do anything but be an entire problem while this guy's still alive. He's going to be a permanent distraction that's going to get people caught up.
Oh wait, you're saying that a president can self-pardon himself before he ejects?
Yes, I mean he can self-pardon from all these federal charges. Everything that happened during his presidency, he could pardon all his actions, and he's going to do that. I don't think that there's no reason for him not to do that.
Oh, so let's see, his current impeachment and all that stuff. He can literally sign the executive order and be like, "Can't touch me," and then all of it void, and then inauguration comes, he's out of the office, can't touch me.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's one detail I didn't realize. Like I knew.
But what he's pardoning is all of his activity up until, and he can pardon all those people who are pending federal charges right now. This is why those people haven't got the real charges of what they're supposed to get, because this guy is not out of office yet. He's not out of office yet. And I don't think he's going to step down and let Pence do. No. He got way too much power in the position that he's at now. Why would he step down and Pence says, no, he's not pardoning this guy from anything? Then what?
Yeah, because he has more power than Pence. Pence is his vice president. Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like they're playing with us in some way, because
he is playing a high stake game of chicken. That's what he's playing right now. I know what he's doing. I know what he's going to do, and I know when he's going to do it. He's not going to be impeached. His impeachment is going to go on outside of him actually being in office. He's going to be out of the House, and then they're going to impeach this guy probably sometime April or May. Try to get the people's business done, and then circle back around to this impeachment thing. Because this impeachment thing is going to become a 2022 issue. How did you vote, and why did you vote that way?
So let's say if they impeach him after the office, that literally will remove the title of president off of his name then?
No. What it does is it stops him from being able to run in future elections. That's what the impeachment is for.
Okay. Okay. That's one position I didn't think of. Oh, because he's quote unquote a one-term president, so they're doing the impeachment now to prevent him from coming back. Okay, I see that angle now.
That's the only reason why they're going through this process. So that way he won't.
It makes so much sense. Like I'm like, how in the hell are you gonna pinch him within a year?
Yeah,
from last winter. Like it didn't make no sense. I'm like, okay, now I know why. Like, why are they breaking their backs? Like this guy's about to be out of here. Like it's this is okay. Now speaking about the what's his name, Joe Biden, the way he is. Do you think something he may fall deep into his own, Alzheimer, whatever he has, and then...
Listen, I'm telling you up front, this dude has a 50-50 shot of dying while he's in office. And I voted for him. 50-50 chance. You have to understand, he has to go 4 years without getting this virus.
Yeah.
4 years every single day without getting this virus. 4 years, if he lasts 4 years. And then you have what normal things that a 70-something-year-old dude goes through. I don't know what that is. But it's just that, yeah, so that's the thing.
Yeah, because that's another I'll say that's another perspective some people are saying. And here another one, I think we're chopping it up with Kuda on Kuda's channel. He mentioned something, say, don't be surprised if after the inauguration somehow this Rovina 19 just disappear. Oh, the vaccine came, we got a better one, everything is good, blah, 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 blah. Everything is...
No, it's not, because they already got that word 2020 already circulating right now. That they can't even stop.
Rovina 20. Okay.
Yeah. They already have a version of 20 that's going around right now. So people think they got the 19, but they actually got the 20. And they're just pretty much screwed. So, yeah.
So it's like 2021 is just 2020 reloaded.
Yeah. And it's just gonna keep going. Like like the flu every year. They prepare you for the flu every year. Like we're not even prepared for COVID-19. You have to understand the impeachment. What is it, Miss
J. Reed.
All right. Let me explain that. The impeachment is the actual articles against him. He's already been impeached. So the next thing is the conviction. His conviction can come without him being in office. Impeachment is the charges read by the actual prosecutor, and the actual trial, that is the actual vote by the Senate. That's where the trial happens. So he was impeached now while he was still in office. The trial is going to happen after he's most likely not in office.
Yeah, man, it's going to be something. Like
now, Ms. J. Reed, now if they wanted to impeach him outside of the 20th to get this process started, then yeah, you're right. He would be a total civilian, and I don't understand why you would even need to do that to get it back. But as of right now, he's still the president. So you're still impeaching the president of the United States. He may not have been in office, but this is when they filed the charges. The charges was filed while he was still president. It doesn't matter when the trial goes on.
Man. Hey, Emoti, I know you're probably frustrated because if Biden is out of here and then Kamala gets in, that's gonna be historic. Well, actually, I'll say it will be historic because it will be weird. Like somebody would just want the presidency and he's out of here, and then the vice president take. But we know in history where I think one president got sick and died, and what was the other one? I know it was Roosevelt. He passed away. He didn't finish his third term.
There was a couple of them. One of them got shot, and he was kind of dwindling in there for 78 days, man. And there was a time when we had no former president because of the Kennedy situation for a while. Then you had Nixon died. Then you had Truman. There was a time when there wasn't an ex-president. Like we have 4 or 5 now. There was a time in United States history where we had like no ex-president outside the sitting president. So that did happen. But I'm not worried about it because I care about the system working more than who's president.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have to hang up with women because I know how to stay away from bad ones versus good ones. And I already know that 50-something-year-old guys talking about bad women ain't going to make the rest of the bad women good women. I already know that. So it doesn't matter. I just care about the process moving forward. And we can't allow these people who's been part of this party enabling this guy to ever hold that type of power again.
What was it? A change shall come, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, usually I know politics usually get very sensitive and fights and all that stuff. I was looking on my Facebook, a lot of people, like, especially when that incident happened, bro, people were getting removed, like insult, like people who've been friends for years. I'd be like, yo, what's going on? I was just making jokes of all of it. Like I'll make jokes, I'll take pictures where they're making fun of Biden and they're making fun of Trump. So it's like some people, like it's like people know that I don't take side, even though like I'll probably like I'll say I'll act as I take because Trump is a character, so I'll be putting a lot of his funny pictures and funny quotes. But I'm like, guys, I'm like, don't look at this seriously because at the end of the day, you got a job, and especially under this hoax pandemic, you got a job, you got a roof over your head. Hey, be happy because what over 60 was it 65 million American were added to the unemployment numbers because of
Yeah,
this whole thing.
A lot of small businesses are not coming back, man. A lot of like when I was showing the parking lot when I'm renting to put trailers on, that's because 2 gyms closed down, and they're not opening back up. So I was able to rent the parking lot and just park trailers all over the entire parking lot. So I made like an extra like 30 grand just parking trailers on renting 2 buildings for like $6,000 a month. That I'm not going to use. The only thing I pay for is the lights in the parking lot. That's it. And that electricity is about $1,500 a month because I only use it at night. That's it.
Yeah, and it comes on automatically too, especially.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of businesses are so in a way, well, I mean, some people look at it, well, it's gonna affect the small business people or people who have loans and they can't pay it back, so they're gonna be ejecting. So you're gonna have a lot of quote unquote unusable resources, and the highest bidder are gonna come in and clean it up.
Are gonna be able to be used. A lot of it.
So all these quote unquote vacated buildings, hotels, and all that stuff. No, it's not coming back,
like if you look at the federal government like contracting database, they're trying to like repurpose a lot of this commercial real estate into like makeshift hospitals or offsite hospitals for like treating COVID patients or whatever.
Oh yeah, like the little where they can put the tents and stuff like
yeah. Because with the 2020 thing here, and there's really no way to stop that. We just got a vaccine for 19 that don't protect you from the 20. So that's kind of where we are, man. Yeah, this stuff's not going to get better. Nobody wants to social distance or wear the mask. I'm in Colorado. I was in Grand Junction yesterday. Everybody acting like everything's fine, man.
Hey, you should come to Texas. Most people.
No, dude. I know, man. Shit, I was in Dallas before Christmas. I was in Dallas for like a week. I did some content when I was out there. I wanted to go see a friend of mine in San Antonio. Yeah, man. You walk around town and all downtown, you see these big ass dudes, man. No mask on, man.
Hey, I'm like, hey, I don't wear one, but I'm like, you see someone who you like, wait, you like on the other side of diabetes, like you probably need to.
Like, like young dudes, I'm not really worried about them because they gonna be all right. It's just like most parents have COVID and their children are fine.
Yeah.
But if that stuff gets to somebody who got some secondary and tertiary and quaternary issues, man, they could be in some real problems. Man.
Yeah, I always put it this way. When it comes to health, people have to take precaution. Like it's like you don't need to the government to let you know about your health. It should be automatic. Like with the whole thing about politicians coming on TV taking the shot, I'm like, why do you have to go so far? It's like anyone who's smart should know, hey, this is good for me, I'll do it. Like you don't need convincing. So why were they breaking their backs to go all the way just like that, like to make it like anyone who's smart should know, hey, this is good for me, I'll do it. Like you don't need convincing. So why were they breaking their backs? I heard myself.
Yeah, that was me. I just opened up so that I can say what's up to A-Guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's where we at. It's just that they did the same stuff in the military. I'm not sure how old you are, but during the Gulf War, they had like a similar type of thing that none of the troops wanted to take because there was some real hellified consequences associated with it. So they got like the president of the United States to go on camera and say that they took it. Those people ain't taking a damn back.
Yeah, I was a kid. I was like 6, 7. Yeah. I mean, I can probably like go back and read the history about what they were doing on TV, but yeah, I was too young to even know what was going on in America. But I knew about Saddam and all that stuff, but the whole psyop and all that stuff that they were showing here, yeah, I didn't see those. And
yeah, but at the end of the day, it's a choice. It's a choice and it's risk. That's what it is. It's two things: choice and it's risk. That's all it is, man. Yeah. And I know I'm not going to risk my life over this stuff because, you know, we're in those environments every time you pick up and drop off. And if you have multiple per day, you got multiple times that you are in these things. Every time you fill your truck up, you got these things. If you don't take a shower, whether you do, you still got to pass these people. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of risk. In some places I go to, I don't bother going in. I'm like, hey, man, you can sign the paperwork and you can put it in the back of the trailer. That's a folder back there. Nah, man, I'm not going in there and I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Some factories you go into, man, like it's still packed to maximum capacity and nobody's really social distancing. I'm like, man, I'm not going in that stuff. Hell no, I'm not doing that.
The one thing though, to me, it feels kind of weird. Like Amazon, they don't play. Like they make all of the employees wear.
They don't play at all. Dude.
Like when I go there, I actually feel sorry for the. I think now they're becoming more lenient because when the whole pandemic happened, all of them like they were like, make sure you pull your mask to your nose, and I'm like, yo, like what the hell is going on here?
They don't play around Amazon facilities, man. Nope.
Oh, they don't play. They work them like slaves too.
Oh yeah.
That's why they tell us don't film when you go inside. They're like, no recording. Yeah. Man, I'm like, yo, like
you can't record it. You go to jail over that shit.
Yeah, but they got the cameras on. I mean, no, they don't want us to bring in our camera, but they have their own camera filming, watching everybody doing their job. Empathy, you know what?
Where do you normally go? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, where do you normally drive at?
Usually I go Dallas, and then sometimes I'll go to San Antonio, Austin, and well, I was doing a lot of run to Alabama and Louisiana last year, but since the new year, I've been doing mostly San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and yeah, basically those three cities: San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas, and Houston, basically. So if I leave Houston,
Dallas, man, I was thinking real hard about moving to Dallas in the next 2 years, but I don't want to live in Dallas. I want to live like way north. Like I want to live in between OKC and Dallas because I want to develop that land out there. Because you know, like once you get like outside of Denton, maybe even 20 miles, it's really like nothing until OKC. Yeah. I really want to develop land out there.
Oh yeah, a lot of empty lands. Even you know, was it Plano? Like no, for Plano, there's also like a countryside. Like whenever you pass the city, now you're like going towards Oklahoma. Like you're going north.
Correct. They have a lot of roads out there. I forgot what they're called. They're like I forgot what the actual term was, but it was like farm FH or something.
Farmville. Like I know there's Farmsville.
Yes, but they're like farm roads and there's no speed limit, and I love
them. FM roads, FM,
FM roads, man. But you know, make sure you don't do that at night. You know, you can.
Yeah, those roads are usually they are usually very tight. Like, but some of those small places they started building. They started widening the roads. I remember 2 years ago. Like there's a pilot, and what do you call it? And loves like next to each other on a 45 or 75.
Yeah,
and our whole area used to be like countryside, like trees and nothing, right? but then they started building. They started making the roads wider. They started building. So I guess those country places they're trying to make it like a small town, like they're building properties, Amazon, like warehouses and all that stuff. So Texas is a
building a lot of like they're building like if you have you ever did any loads for Amazon in the Dallas area?
yeah. Most of the time, I'm usually there's an Amazon on I-20. It's trash, and there is one over there by Irving and
Yeah,
Copper, like by the airport.
yeah,
That's the one I usually go. Was it DFW 8, FTW 6,
yeah,
and there's one in Full Fourth. That's the one I usually go to also.
yeah.
Also,
Like just a group of like Amazon facilities. It's like 10 of them in that area, man.
yeah, they're like right there by the airport.
A lot of them. It's a lot of them, man. Because I made a mistake and I went to the wrong one. Because you're doing Amazon stuff, so you just like this right here, and I didn't know that there was that many fourth word locations. I thought it was just one, maybe two, but this shit was like FW6. I'm like 6,
Yeah.
6. About
Yeah, and those FW can throw you off because you see FW, but you think it's close by. No, it's a little bit far away. It's like 25 minutes. So it depends on the location.
They have like 4 locations in like a 1 square mile area. And whenever you go to one, they want you to drop off at the other one. And it's like you go to the other one, they don't even know that you're coming. So it's like, all right, man, y'all need to figure this out, dude.
But they've gotten better though, like to the point where sometimes it's like it knows that you're there and it checks you in, and then they just come out and tell you, basically confirm that you're going somewhere else. But one of the manager told me is she said it come to a point where there won't be a man at the to check in. You just once you get in, you check in, the gate will open, and then it will tell you where you're gonna drop your trailer. You go there, you drop, and then you go to your designated parking, or you go hook up to your trailer. Like basically, they say they'll no longer like it's like now they have people at the gates, but in the future, it's all gonna.
They're working towards it. They're working towards it because what they had happened this year, they had a trailer shortage. So you had a ton of people waiting places for like extra trailers and nonsense like that. So I made a gang of money because I picked up a load in what is that? It's north of San Antonio. It's 20 miles north of San Antonio.
Was it San Marcos?
San Marcos. I'll pick up San Marcos. I had to go San Marcos. I had 2 drops in like Dallas, and then I went all the way to Oklahoma City. Went from Oklahoma City to Tulsa all the way back to Dallas, and then San Marcos. They had no trailers at none of the Fort Worth locations or the Dallas locations for me to go to. So I got paid $900 for an extra 3 legs of a load that they did not even have trailers for. And I just kept doing that shit. I'm like, so I ran out of there with like 9,000 in like 4 days. And I'm like, all right, man.
Lucky you.
Yeah, because I just kept scheduling the shit because I'm like, oh shit, they don't have trailers. So I'm just going to keep scheduling. So you know how they come out with it every so often that, it updates and then it sends you an email. So I would book them all, like every other day I booked them because it was $2,500 for 2 days. And it started off in 2 days, the other thing. So I would be picking up and I would be ahead of schedule because I would just deadhead back from like Dallas all the way to San Marcos and pick up the trailer because I know it's ready. Because you get the actual alert on the phone when you know that the next trailer load's ready, right?
Emoti, I don't know if you knew about or they told you, but one of the reasons why Amazon started being low on a trailer because they had to drop a lot of companies because they were not keeping their words on time. Like a lot of them were like, because one of the managers basically told me, I was like, why in the hell, I know Amazon, every time you go there, everything is smooth. I'm like, why the hell there's no trailers, and what do we have to wait? They say, yeah, because a lot of the companies that they were contracted to, they were being late, and also they dropped them. So by that they removed like I think dozens of companies. They once they dropped them, we didn't see them no more. Like we didn't see their trailers on their lots. Man, that like it was because Amazon, they don't play when it comes to time. Like they're very strict.
Yeah.
You're like you're 30 minutes late, they'll either cancel the load or give you a warning, be like, hey, let us know in advance if you won't make it. So but
And here's
everything I was on schedule.
they were having too that they wasn't talking about. Another problem that they were having is like Amazon only needs capacity for trailers during peak season. So I would rent them 30 trailers, right? But like for a company like Star Leasing or what's another one? Any trailer leasing company, Amazon to get bumped from releasing that trailer if somebody wants to lease the trailer for like a year, even though they're trying to lease it from like anywhere from like October to like January. If somebody wants to lease that trailer for like longer than that, they come to Amazon and pick up the trailer. They have to empty the trailer right away.
Oh,
that's what caused a lot of people to sit around, because you had all these trailer companies pulling their trailers from Amazon because people just kept coming in and actually taking the trailers because they wanted that trailer leased before, like right now, it's a slow season right now, right?
Yes.
So they wanted all their trailers already leased to other people because, you know, Amazon will show up with 40-some trailers in like February and don't nobody need that shit. But if they can get people on year leases in like December for pretty slick deals, that's what causes the trailer pool shit all over the fucking United States. That's what happened.
Man, but they said on was it September, October, November? Well, actually September and October, they made their Christmas sale twice or double their Christmas sale.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, and what they started doing, because if you would notice the actual load of the trailers that they were using, they used to not put that much shit on the trailer before they ship it to another location. And another thing that caused the capacity back up is they would put a lot more shit on that trailer. So the trailer would be 30 and 40,000 pounds versus 15 or 20,000 pounds, right? You know, when you look in the back of the trailer before you put the bolt on there, there's not that much shit in the trailer.
Yes.
Now, during that time, the trailer was pretty much stacked to the front to the back, and they couldn't move the actual product locally fast enough. So it caused a whole bottleneck in the entire system, and especially with these companies pulling their trailers from them because their priority is leasing trailers. Yeah. So you have Star, Extra Lease, Penske, Ryder, Warner, Prime, all that kind of stuff, you know, who would lease them their trailers, but they were like, we're going to pull our trailers if we get a better lease deal other than 3 months. And Amazon would not pay them the money that they used to pay them to lease actual equipment for that time, because they used to pay like a year's worth of money for those 3 months. And this year they decided not to do that. And so people just started pulling their trailers away from them. And they couldn't adjust fast enough, and people just start eventually pulling all that shit at the same time. So we're going to see what they're going to do next year.
Yeah, like I know with JB Hunt, they told us, well, usually this, remember when they started in 2018, they told us it's a 2-year contract. So when the 2-year came, I guess because of this whole pandemic, they renewed it. So you know, like because I was like, okay, is the contract gonna end? And then they said, oh, we renewed the contract. So I was like, oh, okay, that's good. I still got a job. It's like, oh, whew. So that's why I'm like, shout out to the truckers who's still working, because hey, you want to be in a position where you gotta. But I'll say, even in this pandemic, most truckers were not really affected per se, unless if I'll say,
no,
maybe,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like right now, man, dude, they're paying like $20,000 one way for COVID loads. This shit's insane, man.
$20,000.
Mm-hmm. One way.
Okay. So yeah, you're because probably JB Honey's probably getting that too, because I
Yep.
remember they were talking about how
Yeah,
many
all the
companies.
big boys are. Yeah, all the big boys are. And because I'm a minority owned company, I get it on the brokering side. And I just put that shit out there for a grip of money for because they have these things that are inside the truck, even though it's refrigerated, it's already in its own refrigerated shit inside the trailer, right? Don't look like it, but that's what it is. And so the only thing the refrigerated is a alternate to the actual thing that's actually in the trailer. And they're paying a grip of money for that shit, moving those loads, because they don't want you to be late. They don't want you to not be on time or any of that shit, man.
Man, hey, that's the good thing about big companies. I'm like us little people. We don't see that. We don't see that cash flow, that extra cash flow.
Where you
Um,
going, man?
I'll say the only thing, quote unquote, under the pandemic that they gave us was like which I think most companies were doing an extra 500. 500. I guess extra. Like what was it? How much was it? Was it? Let me see. I'm trying to think how much the company was like. Hey, for this whole thing, here's something extra for y'all. I mean, it was something, but not much enough where you're like, man, how about the one that we're talking about, in the government or Congress, that $25,000 for a year, where they say that it's gonna be like an extra uh, check every month into your account for like a year.
Yeah. UBI.
Oh, that's what they were talking about, because I thought they said for truckers, like they had like one of the bailout, not bailout, but the grants to billions of dollars they were talking about. They said that they were proposing for people who are essential workers, which included
Yeah.
driver. They were saying,
I mean, the companies got that shit. The drivers didn't get anything.
oh, so so the
Yeah, I mean, so like these companies got paid like shit during that, man.
wow,
Drivers didn't get paid shit.
and we saw none of it.
No, they ain't seen none of them, man.
Well, they made us work extra. We're getting extra days and stuff like that if you wanted to, but
yeah,
most people didn't work though. Like me, from I didn't work. Like to me, it was just like another day. I was working 6 days, seven. I mean, most of the time I work 6 days. Come to find out, some of my co-workers, they were not working because of this thing.
No, it wasn't.
I was like, one guy was like, "Oh, I was gone for 40 days." I'm like, 40 days? I'm like, "How did you get paid?" He's like, "I just used my vacation." I'm like, "That's not enough." I'm like, but I guess he's like, he got scared. He's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna take any chance." He's like,
I mean, but they've been there for years on end. A lot of people just bank their vacation days and just start taking a bunch of time.
They don't. Most drivers don't take off. Like they just collect them. Yeah. I'm like, because I was like, wait a minute. Like, if you use your vacation every year, there's no way you're gonna go 40 days, because most of the time they'll give us 40 hour or 40 vacation hours. So that's literally what, a week if you want to use it, or you can split it where it's 2020, like for 2 weeks. But I'm like, there's no way you can go 40 days.
People who get like 3 weeks a year, they allow you to build up like a year in vacation, especially if you're in trucking, and they just bank those 3 weeks and they just stay out.
And then after 5 years,
all the time. Yes. Yeah. 5, 10 years, they got like a whole year of vacation saved up. And they got this type of stuff. Because I know a lot of people from Africa who work for like Covenant and US Express.
Yeah.
They only work like 9 months out of the year, and then they off for 3 months. They come back after that shit, come back, get on the road, do all the other shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of was it Somalian and Ethiopians. A lot of them they work for. I see them a lot working either Warner or they have their own trucks. Yeah, I see a lot of them.
Yeah, they have their own trucks. I have 2 that signed on to me right now.
Yeah, and so I'll see some of them, like they'll be training their bodies. They'll be like, like especially at the Amazon facility, and then they're holding down traffic. I'm like, I mean, it makes sense. Like I remember when I was started trucking, I was doing the same thing where my trainer was trying to show me. and I think right now he's doing a contract where he's doing the military, like like those little where he's getting like military loads, like oversized loads and stuff like that. Yeah, he started doing
Yeah,
that.
I do a lot of that. Yeah, that's my primary business outside of this. That's what I do.
Yeah, they say they pays good money.
Exactly.
Military contracts.
I mean, you talk about $15, $16 a mile.
Wow.
$30 a mile. Yeah. Especially for oversized shit. Oh yeah, man. Easy.
And then do you get escorted or you just drive it like that?
It depends. If it's, I can't get into it. Yeah, but you can. Like, if it's like drugs from like the DEA or something like that, if you're moving from one, then you get like a police escort from like one end of the goddamn place to the other. You have to, yeah. So.
What if it's a trailer with was it 20 kilos of marijuana going to Colorado?
No, there's way more than that. Way fucking more than that. Nah, man. If you're moving evidence, you're moving maximum capacity.
Wow.
Like that, dude, you move it at the maximum capacity shit.
Because they want to have everything inside. Like they don't want to split the.
Yes, and you have to take it to a special cleaning facility after you fucking get done with it. You have to go over with dogs and shit after you clean. Like when you do something like that, you don't get the trailer back for like a month.
Oh yeah, because of evidence, they want to make sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, because you can like pass by a drug dog, and that motherfucker run hot, and you fucked in the game, and they're not trying to hear this shit about what you did for some company or some shit. So you get like a certification that goes with the trailer. This was the last shit that you done, and you have to carry the actual bill of lading on you for like 90 days and shit.
Oh, yeah, just in case they need.
Oh yeah, because man, doesn't matter how good you spray the shit down, doesn't matter how good the treatment shit is, motherfuckers are just not good at their jobs, man.
Yeah. So there are a lot of sloppy people doing that.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'll say, like, anybody out there listening, if you want to get into trucking, I'll say, for me, I'll say one of the benefit of trucking is I got to see America without money.
Summertime, Montana, North and South Dakota, Michigan, Wyoming, dude, I always take shit to places that I've never been in the summer. I love that shit.
Yeah, the weather is nicer because it's not too hot over there.
Correct. Yeah, and it's still like Colorado. No matter how hot it is during the day, it's still cool down to like 68, 70 at night, especially like downtown Denver. No bugs, no mosquitoes, and no shit like that. So
yeah.
It's yeah.
I hear you, Texas. I hate this.
Man, I'm from the South, man, dude. I'm from Mississippi, dude. And man, I went up there. I'm like, man, where the bugs at, man? Like, man, where the deep? I'm like spraying on deep woods off, and people look at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this savage?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, oh man, like it's not just hot; it's just humid, and it's like it's like you could be in the shade. Guess what? The sun is not even hitting you. Guess what? You get dark. It's like it's so like I know, like usually, since I'm trucking, right? The window hits your shoulder, right? So one side is darker than the other, but no, like it gets so hot where you actually in a shade, you could be in a freaking balcony because it's just so hot. Your skin color change. I'm like, how is that even possible? You're not even under the sun. It's like, what's going on here?
No, I mean, that happens to me because at sometimes of the year, depending on when I'm at, I appear a hell of a lot more dark skinned than I am, and sometimes I'm a little bit more browner sometimes of the fucking year, depending on how much sun that I'm in the actual area.
Yeah, because of like, especially if you within like the AC and all for a long time, like you're within a building and you're not going outside, you're gonna get chocolate. The melanin is gonna be fading away.
Yeah, because it's like like my head is like the top of my head is like light skin. For some fucking reason, it's a different color than like my head is light skin, like my shoulders and chest and shit. That's all like way lighter but the outside of my arms and shit is like dark. The insides of it is dark, and it's like most of the parts that don't hit the sun at all. It's like mostly lighter skin and shit. That shit, yeah, man. I'm like a multicolored rainbow dude, man.
Yeah. Yeah, like me, I'm growing my. I have like an afro looking, but whenever if I shave bald, then it's gonna be like it's gonna be light skin because the hair was keeping. It's gonna be a little bit chocolate looking than my face. And then once I get outside and then the sun hit on it, then it gets dark in one day. Well, I think after like I noticed if I stay outside for like even 1 hour and it's sunny, my skin change. It gets dark.
Oh yeah, man. Like one time I stayed up in North Dakota. I spent like a whole winter up there. Now I never do some stupid shit like that. Yeah, man. The boy just kept getting brighter and brighter, man, because I was never around the sun, always on the inside of facilities and shit. And it was cold as fuck outside. So yeah, man.
Yeah, the cold.
My God, man.
You became a buttermilk.
An official buttermilk brother, man.
You like what's going on? I'm turning pale. Come on, give me some what do you call it? Give me some black gold. And let me pour it on me. Some charcoal. Let me rub some charcoal. Man, but I'll say the experience with trucking, I call trucking, it's like something like if you hate it, but you can walk away from it. And if you love it, it's like you still want to stay in,
I told my dad before he died, man. He's like, oh, you may come back. I'm like, man, I don't think I ever end up inside that truck. I didn't like the shit. Didn't like when I was on the road. Because, I was a straight A student and shit. And he always would want me to come on the road with him and shit. And he knew I didn't like the shit, right? But he would like ask the school to take some time off. And I used to take the school shit with me and all that kind of shit. It was cool. We went to different places. But, we're talking about trucks in the 80s, man.
Oh, like the hard one.
Yeah, man, like them Optimus Prime shits, man.
What? How many stick you had? 5, 6?
Nah, that one was the gear shift shit. Like it was like an 8 some shit on the gear shift shit. It was 8.
Oh.
I've always seen another thing like that when I went to Italy. I was stationed on the installation, and I knew exactly how to drive that motherfucker because I drove that type of truck. Yeah.
Man, I love my automatic truck right now.
Oh man, you're fucking so
Hey, when I'm on the stop, I just put my foot on my brake, and then when it's time to go, release.
See, man, like this way people don't hire y'all, man.
Well, hey,
a whole automatic.
Wait, so you mean to tell me your fleet doesn't have automatic? No?
Hell no. You out of your fucking mind? Like, bro, listen. Have you went to the Continental Divide in Wyoming?
Mm-mm.
All right, that'd be the scariest fucking ride you'll ever have in an automatic. You will burn out those fucking brakes.
Oh, you talking about in the mountains?
That's right. It's a 26-mile drop. You go from I'm gonna say 5,000 feet to maybe 2,000 or 3,000 over 13 miles, and you keep going down. But it doesn't look like you're going down because it looks like you're going slightly up. But the truck is still picking up speed, even though you're going uphill. But you're actually, it's an optical illusion. So you're still going downhill when you think you're going uphill.
Because it's like a snake. It's a spinning.
Correct. So it looks like you're like, why the fuck is this thing speeding the fuck up even though I'm technically going uphill? Because you're not going up a hill, dude. You're going actually down a hill.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting though, because I used to hate driving on was it West Virginia and what's it, New Jersey, like was it Highway 64. I hated it, right? So what
Nah,
I do,
for West Virginia, nah, man, I'm good on that.
yeah. But you know what's funny though? A lot of people were talking about automatic, right? I remember I drove to Philadelphia and West Virginia using Peterbilt, the 10 was a 10 gear, was it 10 gear shift? But then the next time when I drove in this area, I had my automatic, and I was able. You know how when you're getting uphill, and people say like the shifting gets worse, and but with my automatic, even though I was carrying close to 35,000, I did just fine. I was like, oh, thank
Hey,
God.
man, you can switch it to manual, man. Like these dudes be having all these bullshit arguments about automatics, man. Like, dude, listen, it has the shit that says M. You can switch to M. You can press
Yeah.
the plus sign. You can press the minus sign. It's just that a lot of these people don't know how to downshift. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't know how to
downshift. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happens when you try to hire somebody who lie like oh no, man, things are good. I'm like, what company you work for? I'm like, hey man, I can't hire you, dude. You drive automatic. How do you know that? Like, yeah, I know. I'm like, if you don't believe me, I can fly you out here. I can take your ass on the road test and I'm gonna fail your ass in a heartbeat. The moment that you cannot downshift from fucking 10th gear to fucking 6th gear, if you can't do that shit, then you're not gonna drive my shit.
Yeah, the downshift. Hey, speaking about downshift, one thing I also noticed, what was I gonna mention? It was, I think you mentioned something earlier. It slipped my mind. Um, Automatic, the manual. What was I gonna say? Oh, it will come back to me. Like it was, I think it was something about you said the manual thing, and then I was thinking about the automatic. Okay, yeah. What I usually do, because how you were saying how it picks up speed. So what I do is I'll basically downshift way way low, like low
What
speed.
kind of clown shit is that, man? Fuck you. No, man, I know what you're about to say. Go ahead. Yeah, man.
I'll do that. I'll do that, and then as it picks up speed, that's when I put the jailbreak. That way, it'll keeping it like it'll keep it like lower because I noticed like
shit be loud as fuck, even if you have some shit that's not like the actual old school Jake break. It sounds like a fucking M60. You fire on an M60. Dude, y'all be fucking up, man, because y'all be going like 25 miles an hour, slightly going downhill, and I'm like,
are you the one who passed like very fast? Because
yes,
I'll be seeing what I'm like I see what the two like with FedEx. Yo, this guy had a 3 trailer. I was like, yo,
FedEx, UPS, Saya, Conway, those people are insane. I'm never driving in the snow like that. I'm never driving in the rain like that. I'm never going downhill like that. I'm never driving doubles and triples like that. Something wrong with dudes who drive doubles and triples, man. Something gotta be, man. Every time I see them dudes, man, they're driving in some otherworldly type of fucking fashion behind the wheel of a fucking truck. I don't get it.
Same thing with tankers. Like some of these tanker guys, I'm like, yo,
fucking more insane than the doubles and triples.
I'm like,
dude, that is not a baffle tanker. That is old school sloshing. Shit can run off the road if you make the wrong turn. And these people are like switching lanes and shit. I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, like it's wild. Like I also speaking about West Virginia. Guess what? My first year, well, was it my second week training with my trainer? Guess what? I climbing up the mountain, the hills of 64. No, it wasn't 64. I think what was one after we came from a consignee and we're trying to get back there. I missed a gear and I got stuck on the hill, so I had to park, turn the truck off, and try to start. And my trainee basically he took over and basically started getting us up. Shout out to Javon because he's probably listening out there. he was pissed. He's like, but he got us out. You know, man. I was a headache. Actually, I was supposed to do 5 weeks with him. I requested an additional week. You know, I was like, no, and I'm like, no. Let me stay one more week with him because I'm like, I'm not ready. So one thing that was my weakness was backing, 45-degree backing. But now I do it smooth. Well, I was doing flatbed, so I can see why. But with box trailer, easy backing. Like, the reason why I started with flatbed, one of the trainer and one of the trucker who basically was training us, he gave me advice to say, hey, I'll recommend you doing flatbread. And he recommended TMC. There were other companies, but I said, no, do with TMC. They have a good record, they have a good reputation, get experience with them. And I'll tell you, after working 3 years with them, whenever I applied to other places, everybody they're like, you did 3 years with TMC? I'm like, yeah. They were shocked because I'll say almost everybody that I went in with them, some of them 3 months they quit, 6 months they quit. I think there was only 3 of us from my class of 23 people who got hired who stayed. And I think one of my friend, his name is Jason, he ended up buying his like a TMC truck, and now he became like a owner operator doing the 75-25 cut. You know, like he's like owner operator, but he's working for TMC. So I'm like, man, like that three. I only plan on doing 6 months to a year, but I end up staying with it for 3 years, and uh, I think that kind of helped my resume. But now, by the time I was leaving TMC, we were all driving automatics. So I know MOT is like, I hate this, but this is a automatic is the future. MOT. I'm sorry. MOT is like, God damn. Automatic is so much fun. It's like driving a car, except that it takes you a while to accelerate. Speaking of accelerate, brother Benny Chas, I see you. Good to see you. I know we're just talking stuff here, but welcome to the building. Uh, the show today, I was basically just talking about the whole incident with the whole Capitol, people breaking in and all that stuff, National Guard. You know, I show some images. Speaking about the article, we're talking about it earlier. It says the National Guard said he has deployed 7,000 members from states across the country to provide support for Biden's inauguration. So far, right now, there's like 18,000 right there. And then here it's saying more than a dozen House Democrats on Thursday called for cuts, bedding, shower facilities, and other resources for National Guard troops who have been sleeping on the floor in the halls of the Capitol this week. Now, MOT mentioned earlier, said that the reason why the soldiers have to be in this condition because they don't, you don't want to have extra items, right? Like for those of you who are coming in, let me show you the images. Like them sleeping like that. You don't want them to be comfortable because if they need to get into action mode or whatever, they don't have anything holding them back, something to slow them down. So in a way, it's reasonable for the military to have them without quote unquote any extra items besides what they're given, right? From their gears, the shield for the riots, right? And their gun. So that's what the report was talking about. So um that was one article. And speaking about history, let me stop sharing this one. It says troops sleeping in the capital. It's nothing new. So let me show you. Okay, hold on. It happened before. Okay, it says marble floors of the Capitol becomes a makeshift bed for the National Guards.
I got to roll out, man. All right.
All right, man. Thanks for stopping by, MOT. Be careful. And it says, here's the picture. You guys see it, right? Hopefully you guys can see it. That's a lot of people. The chilling, playing video games, watching YouTube videos. Says members of the military waking up on the cold marble floors of the Capitol complex Wednesday were likely some of the first to do so in more than 150 years. Quote, the last time there were troops sleeping in the Capitol itself was during the Civil War, said Jane L. Campbell, president and CEO of the United States Capitol Historical Society. A plaque in the Capitol, located next to a bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the first floor, where armed guardsmen stressed out, commemorates a time soldiers were quartered in a building, quote, in response to President Lincoln's call for volunteer. And I think the image they're referring to, let me see. I don't think they're showing on this one. So if they're not showing it, let me show you. I think I have it saved. This one. It's this one right here. If you guys can see it. That's a statue of was it Abraham Lincoln? So what did it say? Um it says the date was April 15, 1861. National Guardsmen were called to defend the building in the aftermath of last week when a pro-Trump mob overwhelmed law enforcement and burst in, something that itself has no direct parallel since 1814, historians say. I wonder who are those historians? I need to know them. The troops have been seen resting in a variety of places in the Capitol complex, including the Capitol Visitor Center, which was built underground in response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Resting is not the same as lodging, the Virginia National Guard was careful to stress in a tweeted statement Wednesday. Quote, areas of the Capitol have been designated as rest areas for National Guard personnel when they are on duty, but between shifts, and this is not where they are lodging when they are off duty. The tweet reads, our security personnel work in shifts and rest when they can as others tends to watch. So what they're basically saying, so when the media is showing us the images like the one I showed you earlier, right? Like the troops like sleeping on the floor and all that stuff. What they're basically saying, what you see here is, let me show you the picture. When you see here, it's when the National Guard are on their shift. Not that they're basically saying that they don't stay. It's not like this is where they're sleeping and staying. They actually have a place where they're going to chill or get their rest. When you see them like this, like when these politicians walking, this is when they're on duty. That's according to the news report. So when you see them like this, they're working like this, they're on duty. And then when their shift is over, they get replaced by their buddies and they switch shift. And then they go, I'm sure, probably to a hotel where they're staying. But like I said, the media didn't mention this. So I'm just quoting what they're saying here. So maybe this article will mention it, but we'll see. It says, since the building was breached on January 6th, tall wire fencing have been erected around the Capitol perimeters, and the guardsmen were called in to ward off further attacks as the January 20th inauguration of President elect Joe Biden approaches, which is 5 days from now. If the guard troops were formally quartered in the Capitol, it will essentially make the complex a military encampment. The country has a long history of resisting the quartering of troops. And see, now this article is talking about what I was speaking of on my last live when I was basically asking questions about why are we seeing these images? Is this are they sending a so even this article is pointing out what I was asking last time, right? That I noticed. It says the country has a long history of resisting the quartering of troops, with the Third Amendment specifically bearing the quartering of troops in homes without the owner's consent. It does not address public places of or government buildings, and the Supreme Court has never decided a case based on the Third Amendment. So it says during the Civil War, the Capitol was used as part of the war effort, even as lawmakers continued to carry out legislative business in the complex, said Samuel Holliday, the Society's Director of Operations and Scholarship. Quote, they built brick ovens in the basement of the Capitol to bake bread to feed the soldiers that were convalescing in the Capitol, he said. The Capitol's rotunda was turned into a field hospital, and the building itself became a staging area for troops fighting nearby battles and somewhat of a barracks for healthy troops. Troops were in the building well into the war, which ended in 1865. Oh, so they were doing battle practices. Okay. Quote, we were a nation at war, and the Capitol was a building that was put into use as a resource to support the troops who were defending the nation, Campbell said. So you guys can read the article. Here's another picture showing you politicians they bought the National Guard some pizzas. So as you see them right here, it's while they're on their shift. So that's why I was like, it's good for me to actually read the mainstream news and not come up with my own quote unquote ideas, whatever, because YouTube doesn't like that. So yeah, Jason, you're right. It looks like homeless people. Like I say, oh, sorry, I was blocking. Yeah, here's the picture. Yeah, I thought I'll remove it. So yeah, you're right. It's funny. It's like Christmas season, help the homeless. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. That didn't even cross my mind. But now that you mention it, I started to think. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And here, check this out, guys. You know when I tell you that it's all business, right? Look at the pizza, right? Look at this picture, and you're not gonna tell me that this isn't. Look, you're not gonna tell me that this is all a prop to promote what the pizza company, Coca Cola, right? You, this there's money to be made in all this. This is, and look at this picture. You want to know the irony of this? They say thank you for practicing social distancing, right? Right? Now, please tell me, let me show you this picture earlier. Is this social distancing? Is this social distancing, guys? Or this senator, I mean, this guy was a congressman. Uh, you're not 6 feet apart from this guy. What's going on? What's going on? You're not practicing what you claim right here. You're not practicing social distancing. What's going on? Even this and this, you know. But hey, what do I know? What's the other part? The partially constructed capital, which sits on on a plateau 88 feet above the Potomac River, was badly damaged, but architect Benjamin Harry Latrobe's use of fireproof building materials and masonry vaulting and a heavy rainstorm allowed the structure to survive. By the 1850s, Congress approved construction of a new cast iron dome to replace a smaller one that sat on the rebuilt Capitol, and construction began soon after. So this was a little bit of history about when the U.S. Capitol was occupied by military servicemen during the Civil War. So yeah, that was this is another article that I had, and let's see, let me see. I think I should have one more video for you guys. Hold on, I think yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah, because I try my best not to report some, like, because I know some news they probably have some sound clip, but let me see if I can show you this one that was okay, hold on. I think this video just got published 2 hours ago. Hold on. It's a lot of noise, so let me share this 1 second, guys. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's a big monster right there. Hey, I got a pallet. Yeah, I know all my military buddies that they're probably looking at this. That, oh, this is memories. Yeah, I wonder what's in. Was it, is it food or? Let me. Okay. Uh, hopefully, they're not gonna jump parachute. Let's go. Let's go. U.S. Air Force. Man, so they're deploying more people to come up at the Capitol. So it's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting week next week. Let's see, the 20th is gonna be Wednesday. Okay, so next Wednesday, it should be an interesting day. Man, they're using a very nice camera. Like, was it HD? Was it? Yeah, it's very clear. Hopefully, you guys can see it perfectly on your end. Illinois. Okay. Man, that plane looks heavy, but guess what? It gets to fly. Gets to fly. Yeah, whenever I do deliveries for Amazon at the airports, we see these planes fly all the time. Even Amazon, they got some of the, not this size, but they're like a smaller version, and they got the Amazon Prime logo and everything. So you got what do you call them? Packages coming in, pallets and stuff like that. So it's interesting seeing this, but the military version. The good thing about these face covering, you don't get to see who's who. Like you can't tell people's faces because they're hiding their mouth and nose. You can't see their jawline either. So yeah, basically, like the video is showing you, basically, different flights and different locations where people are coming from. So yeah, it's gonna. Hey, the whole world is watching. This is the, people that understand America. Number one. So everybody is looking at you. This is people that understand the American presidents. When America goes through election, everybody is watching. Why? Because the world understand that America's politics affects the world. So that's how valuable American politicians are. So if you're an American, you don't realize that your politicians are very important when it comes to uh, world world politics. You have no idea. And shout out to Aegon. I knew you were here earlier. I know MOT. We're chopping it up. So welcome to the building, man. I know it's the weekend. You're probably relaxing. Yeah, I remember when I was on your show, you were shopping and then you wore the mask. So sometimes we couldn't hear you. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like I'll say the only time when I do the whole covering thing is Walmart because I know I don't want to panic people. But all I do is I just cover my lips. That's all I do. I only cover my lips and go on my day. Once I get there, I take it off. So, but yeah, let's see. Wow, I'm approaching 3 hours, so it wasn't too bad. Pretty much all the articles that okay, I think I have one article, and I think this might be this could be the article I want to end on a note. I know we touch base on this, sprinkle a little bit, but this one I think it's important. The title of this, it says Army will not screen. Well, this one came first, right? It said uh it said Army will not screen all National Guardsmen deploying to DC for extremist sympathy, right? That was from what is it was from January 11th, Monday, and then 2 days, or I think 3 days after, they changed their mind. They said, "Oh no, we're gonna do it." So that's why I was like, it's weird. Hold on, Guardsman, was it screen all? Let me see if I can pull this. Yeah, keep saying. Okay. So I'll show you the first one so you guys can see what I'm saying. So you guys can have an idea what's going on. Uh okay, this one says Army will not screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right. So it says Army will not screen all National Guardsmen deploying to DC for extremist sympathies. So we're gonna break down what they mean by extremist sympathies. All right, let's check it. What do you mean by this? It says the U.S. Army will not grant the Democratic lawmakers' request to have the servicemen's Criminal Investigation Command (CID) screened thousands of National Guard troops deploying to Washington D.C. to find possible supporters of extremists planning to disrupt the inauguration day. You- I know they're using, some fancy sentence and all, but basically they're saying uh they want to make sure that all the servicemen out there are. I'll put it simply: they're hoping that the people like their servicemen are not Trump supporters. That's basically what they're saying, because but they're using it all like extremist sympathizer. But what they're basically saying that we want to make sure that we have people who are there to do their job and don't have quote unquote their political affiliation emotions that could jeopardize their mission. That's what they're basically saying. Because you get like a read between the lines. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, what was the whole January 6th event about? Hello? So if they're saying to find possible supporter, keyword supporter of extremist planning, come on, man. Like, we're not stupid. Anybody who can read, they'll be like, oh, okay, we see what you mean. We see where you're going with this angle. So it says again, in the aftermath of a violent breach of the United States Capitol on January 6th, Representative Jason Crow, Democrat, Colorado, made the request to Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy on Sunday, quote, to ensure that deployed members are not sympathetic to domestic terrorists, according to to a readout of the call. Oh man, this is interesting. This is funny. It's politics, man. It's a dirty business. It's a dirty business. Hold on. Yeah. So it says McCarthy agreed to take additional measures, but they do not include the massive CID effort needed to investigate the 10,000 Guard members expected to arrive in the District of Columbia this weekend, a force that could grow to 15,000 before President-elect Joe Biden's January 20 inauguration. Now, this news was on January 11th. For those of you who were earlier, I showed you that as of today, there's about almost 20,000 troops. So far, 18,000 accounted for, and more are coming. So this news, they were saying, "Oh, uh, we're not gonna check," and then another news came and say, "No, we're actually gonna check." So it was kind of funny because this one came first, and then I had another article that said, you know, they're gonna do it. So this is the one that let me show you the next one. Let me stop sharing this one and let me show you the next one. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, let me close and show you this one. The next one I'm about to show you says a veteran in Congress asked the military to make sure troops deploying to Biden's inauguration are not sympathetic to domestic terrorists after Capitol siege. And basically, what I read you earlier, and then it says, as for whether or not the review will take place, a Pentagon spokesman told Insider that because inaugural support is coming from the National Guard, quote, the responsibility for such a review will lie with the individual states contributing service members for the support mission. So, in simple English, he's basically saying that it's not his the Pentagon's responsibility to do that. where to each state that provided their national guard, they were supposed to do so. That was their job. That whoever they're sending to help out to Washington D.C., they should have checked the background, do everything, check the ID, basically checking to find out their political affiliation, so that if they realize that, oh, okay, this guy supports President Trump, maybe we shouldn't send him with, because they're gonna be quote unquote sympathetic. But there are some things I can't say, but just use your judgment. S- Some of the language they're saying, you gotta pay very attentive. I don't want to get too deep because I just wanted to keep this more focused on uh the National Guard, the servicemen who are inside the Capitol, and based on the mainstream news, because I was my premise of my video said what, why are service members right sleeping on the floor, and the little news report that I read you, what did they say? They said that they're doing that during the shift. So, and also another news article that I read was basically saying that almost every state, right, every state in the union, they're preparing military presence at their state capitals. So for, let's say, for Austin, I didn't see anything relating to Austin, but California is preparing, Detroit, other states are preparing because they're saying that they're expecting something to happen. So I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they're reporting. So Los Angeles time, right? They say what, police and National Guard prepare for attacks on state houses as FBI warn of armed protests. So there's a lot of things that's going on, political. There's a lot of tensions and all that stuff. But I'll say, hopefully, this stream that I had, maybe some of the things that people were thinking about, maybe I was thinking about it. You will, oh, okay, he's thinking what I was thinking, and maybe you weren't thinking what I was thinking. You had another uh, train of thought, or you had another idea, and maybe some of the news that I showed you, you probably didn't hear about it, and you heard it here. And if you probably heard it, that's good too. And also for my international audience, because I usually, whenever I do a live stream here on YouTube, I always upload it on Anchor, so that uh, those people who listen to my podcast can catch up to what I posted. So I have a like a uh, like an international audience. So most of them they get to check some of my political. I won't say political, but mostly anything related to the news. Whenever I finish here on YouTube, I upload it over there, so they tend to catch up to it. So, but look at the time right now; it's 6 p.m. 21, and I've done 3 hours and 3 minutes so far of live stream. So I think, yeah, that's good enough for now. Hopefully, this weekend is gonna be calm and quiet. Who knows? Anything is possible these days. Anything is possible. So shout out to everybody who came in the building today. Gabe A, Man of Tomorrow, Benny Chain, Aegon, Mrs. J. Reed. I don't know if it's your first time here. I think it's my first time seeing you. Sheila was here earlier. American Negro, Atticus now. Dale, Judai Benny TV was here. And for the Most High, Tony Anthem.com was here too. Shout out to everybody. King of Ya was here too. So shout out to everybody who came in the building. And for those of you who are new to my channel, remember, before you head out, If it's your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and share. Hopefully somebody out there was probably thinking what I was thinking, that we're not the only one. Maybe they will, oh yeah, maybe I'm not the only one. And in between session, we touch also, me and my guest, we touch on trucking, the trucking industry and how it went about. So for those of you out there who are thinking about maybe a career, job wise and stuff like that, check out trucking. It's fun. The downside is it's a lonely job. You're always on the road if you want to make a lot of money. So warning to people who are in relationship or who are married, I will not recommend that for you. Only a bachelors. So all right, guys, thanks again for stopping by. Y'all be careful. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe, be sound, be healthy, stay out of trouble, don't drive too fast, don't be drinking and driving, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.